Crystal, I do remember you. How are you? Hi, Sir Mel. Hello. I'm happy you guys are here with me. Latios is getting some water, and we were talking here, setting up the stuff of the live, and then I was talking to him like maybe we should start doing this from the bottom, like the scratch. Hi, Martin. Hello, welcome. So yeah, maybe we should start from the bottom. So I don't know if it's the bottom, the scratch, something like this. Like talking about I'm new.
I've
I
returned.
I got some stuff here. What I should do? What ball should I aim for? All this stuff. So yeah, what do you think? Hi,
I'm
Marshall
first of all, I'm back.
Bayes.
I'm
Okay, I'm
back.
glad you're being
I'm back and I
you're
got my
trying to
water.
be kind. Okay, let's just get the live too, so we can read the chat, so you're gonna understand what is happening. Oh, thank
Yeah,
you
I'm
so
looking. I
much,
got chat.
Crystal.
I
Thank
have
you
it. I
so
have it open.
much.
How does the audio sound on everything? Does everything sound good?
Oh, okay. How is the Latios audio, people? Can someone let me know? Seth, are you there? I actually forgot to test that because you were, in my defense, you weren't here. So
How does
let
the
me know.
audio sound on everything? Does everything sound
Perfect.
good?
Can you hear? Okay. How is the Latios audio,
Did you
people?
hear?
Can someone let me know? Seth, are you there? Yeah, good. I actually forgot to test that
Yeah, I'm
because
here. I'm
you
here.
were, in my defense, you weren't here. So
How does
let
the
me know.
audio sound on everything? Does everything
Oh my God,
mic
it's
tech
even
mic?
better than mine. So yeah, Latios, give your 5 cents.
Okay. Wait. So what's the first question? What's the first thing we're going over?
No, yeah,
Just
I was
so.
like we were talking like maybe we should start from the bottom. I have here my questions. So maybe we should start like what is makes a good Pokemon good for raids? What is the best type move? Like go through the basic stuff. Like maybe talk about some apps you guys use. Like how even me that I'm level 77 today. Congrats to me. So I don't know how to choose a move. You know, like I go to Pokegenie and stuff, but like what is the
All
best
right.
site to get these moves and which Pokemon is the one I should go for as a beginner. You know?
Okay. I see. So we're starting with foundations, basically.
Yeah. Do you think it's not good?
No. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I think I should start things off with a little slightly intro about why I got into doing these kind of short man rating first to say before we get into the big stuff.
Okay.
Before we get into the what makes a Pokemon good and raids and et cetera, et cetera. Just so people can understand, why I got into, short man rating, which by the way, that is basically what I love to do majority of the time with Pokemon Go. I am a hardcore shortman raider. Basically, I love to, challenge myself, push myself to the limit when in terms of, using Pokemon basically to try to take out legendary bosses or megas, in unique different ways, such as doing like I love doing unique challenges such as trying to solo a raid boss with no super effective damage, or maybe it's a fun. I do like fun little showcases, but what I love to do is mostly focus on the. I love the challenge to see what could be done, outside your normal typical raider. Basically, using the top counters obviously is the recommended deal, but I love to think outside the box when it comes down to rating and do short man rating and such like that using different stuff. But basically, what got me into doing short man rating to begin with was that it was actually like a few years ago, like in the first couple of years of Pokemon Go. It was like back in, I want to say it was when Giratina Alter Form first came into raids. That was like a long time ago. I think it was like a couple years back. And basically, it was with Giratina Altered Form that I got into hardcore raiding. I tried to, get some of my friends to get into it. One of my friends, which I still do raid with, of course, one of my buddies, one of my main peeps that's been helping me out with all the raid challenges that we've done. He's always been there with me ever since the beginning of it. Even when I had took off from the game and then came back. Basically, I basically came back from like the old school rating aspect of it, and So yeah, a little something about me in terms. That's a little something about me in terms of what got me into short man rating. How long have I been doing it? Why I love doing raid challenges. It's for the thrill of. It's just the thrill, of getting your heart pumping. Just doing something unique rather than just a simple, easy way to get raids done. So, let me go ahead and pull up Karen's list here of questions here. Foundation. So basically, what actually makes a Pokemon good for raids? Okay. So, what makes it's a very good question. Basically, there are Pokemon that are actually going to be better in many ways because of their stats as well as what moves they get and their performance and basically their stats and moves determine whether or not Pokemon's going to be performing well on the top of the list in terms of best attackers for a particular time. There's a lot of Pokemon obviously to go over in terms of which ones are the top Pokemon, which ones are better. There are some Pokemon that are way better than others,
Okay.
because of them maybe having some special particular moves that makes them a lot better than others. Um, of course, there are still budget options, budget Pokemon that can still be good regardless if you don't have the top Pokemon. There are obviously Pokemon that are budget counters that actually can still perform really well, you
Okay.
know. But basically, what makes a Pokemon really good for raids is basically how good is attack stat. Majorly, you want to look for a Pokemon that has really good attack stat. Like for example, let's see. Um, we have, for example, Zacian, right?
Okay.
Zacian Crown Form is one of the best Steel type Pokemon in the game, and the reason why is the top. It's the top dog, literally dog, because it actually is a dog, of course, give or take. But
It seems like a
yeah,
dog.
Zacian, yeah. Basically, Zacian Crown is absolutely dominant. The reason why it's so dominant is because it has a really high attack stat. Its signature move, Behemoth Blade, its potency is 200. It hits hard like a truck. Like this Pokemon has an attack of 332. So right there alone, that absolutely is insanely high. So really high attack. So basically, high attack is basically what you're looking for when it comes to Pokemon that do well in raids. Basically, that's one of the main things that makes a Pokemon really good for raids. Is the attack stat. So Zacian having 250 attack, sorry, 332 attack. I definitely mushed my brain. Don't worry about that. But yes, Zacian having the highest attack stat of all the current steel types in the game is insane. So it maxes out at 5,629. This is a Hundo CP, of course, obviously.
Yeah.
It maxes out as 5,629, attack of 332, defense of 240. Its defense is actually pretty solid for this Pokemon, honestly. And a stamina of 192. This Pokemon is absolutely everything in terms of a steel type. This is the absolute must-have steel type. Basically, this is just a perfect example of a Pokemon that is really good for raids because it has a very high attack stat. Its signature move, Behemoth Blade, is really strong, and basically it puts out a very good amount of damage, very solid amount of damage. So
Okay.
there are, however, Pokemon that do have high attack stat, but actually are not good. And I think a good example of one Pokemon that I think we can go over a little real quick, I think that a lot of people can agree with, is Deoxys attack form. Now, we're using
Mm.
Deoxys attack form as an example. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up for hear me out is because Deoxys attack form has an attack of 414. First of all, let's go over the stats real quick.
This is the
It
attacker,
maxes
right?
out at yeah, it
Oh,
maxes
this
out
one.
at 2,916. So nowhere near as high as Zacian. However, here's the thing. Its attack is 414, way higher than Zacian, way higher than Mewtwo. But is this Pokemon strong? No. It has high attack, but it is unfortunately not one of the good psychic attackers in the game. The reason for that is because of a couple of things that's holding it back. This is a perfect example of a Pokemon that has very high attack. However, there are some things that absolutely hold it back from being on a good psychic attacker. Because, so first of all, its defense is very low, 46 defense, so it cannot take a hit, so it's not going to be in the battle for very long. That's number one. Number two, its signature move Psycho Boost. It's not really good whatsoever. Now the reason for that is because it has a very very long cooldown. Basically, what cooldown means is one thing we go of course go over at some point. Basically the cooldown is basically how long it takes for a charge move to go off. So Psycho Boost is one of those moves that has a very high cooldown, basically. It has very long cooldown, is what I meant to say. Meaning that it takes much longer to go off than normal. So basically it takes 4.0 seconds to go off. And that's very slow because it's basically stuck in an animation into which a raid boss could still you could eat a raid boss might even throw a charge move and it just one shots it. And it's not even super. It doesn't have to even be super effective. It still one shots it because of the fact that its defense is so low. And if you lock yourself into Psycho Boost, you're stuck in that animation until the Psycho Boost finishes. So
Oh, okay.
and then worst case scenario, you're basically saying, "Oh, I locked myself into Psycho Boost. It's a strong move." However, you have to hope that the raid boss does not do a charge attack, and then if he does a charge attack while you're still stuck in the animation, there's no way you're going to be able to avoid it, and you're going to get hit by the charge. So that's just a good example of why the attack form Deoxys is one of those perfect examples of a Pokemon that has very high attack, but it just gets held back by the fact that it has very low defense, and its signature move has very very high cooldown, meaning that it takes a while for the move to go off, basically. So yeah, so that basically is a good example. So basically, when it comes down to it, while having a really good attack definitely helps some Pokemon do really well in raids, it also the matter of sometimes how much defense a Pokemon has, as well as what kind of moves does a Pokemon have access to. So those are the kind of Pokemon that I think do really better, that do actually perform better best in raids, because if they have good attack, meaning they're able to dish out some good damage while also having some solid bulk in it. So basically, it's able to take hits while still dishing out damage. So if they're able to stay in the battle a long time, then it's a Pokemon that's actually really good. And as Martin said, Kyogre is another Pokemon that's actually really good. In fact, the Primal, of course, it's really strong. It's another one I think is real. It's a relatively good Pokemon. In fact, Primal Kyogre, of course, we went over this before. Primal Kyogre is one of those was obviously the top dog in being the best water type attacker in the game because, like before, it does have substantially good attack. It has really good bulk. So let's go over Primal Kyogre real quick. Primal Kyogre, which is personally one of my favorites because I love its design and it's an absolute monster. This Pokemon is insane. So check this out. Perfect IV Hundo maxes out at 6,672. Really high CP, very high, even higher than Zacian. It has an attack of 353. By the way, these stats that we're going over also is shared by Groudon, Primal Groudon, since it has the exact same stats. So basically, think of Primal Kyogre and Groudon having the exact same stats, just different typings. So it has an attack of 353, which is insanely high, a defense of 268, and stamina of 200 H, basically the HP bar. And its best move set, of course, is Waterfall and Origin Pulse. Origin Pulse, however, is legacy, but of course, thanks to Niantic, we're going to be able to get more Kyogre with Origin Pulse in the upcoming week. I believe on Wednesday, along with Groudon with its special move. But that's another story for a different day. But Primal Kyogre is really good. Is the best because it has really high attack, 353 to be precise, 268 defense, which is really good. So it's going to be able to take hits for a while. Like it's going to be able to take hits and dish out some really insane amount of damage. And the signature move Origin Pulse is extremely strong. Basically, you might be thinking, wait, Origin Pulse has the same potency as Hydro Pump because they're both actually no. I'm mistaken. Hydro Pump actually has more. However, the difference between Origin Pulse and Hydro Pump is that Origin Pulse goes up very fast. So you just get it off, and you're just already fast moving, going to get your next one ready. So Ultra Pulse is really good because it's while it does have slightly lesser potency than Hydro Pump, it's really good because you get it off more often, and its cooldown is much way shorter than Hydro Pump, and it go like basically you just throw it and it just goes off, and you're just going waterfall, 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 waterfall again. So it's definitely the top dog, one of the strongest Pokemon in the game because of its distribution. So basically, what makes a Pokemon overall really good is the fact that its stat distribution is what absolutely makes a Pokemon really good for raids, basically. So, any questions, real quick, so far before we continue?
Uh, I just don't have an thing. Maybe you should like is share your screen with the example you showing.
Oh yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Um,
it's just like me. I've been trying to get like the Pokemon you're talking about. But maybe it's gonna be more graphic.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean,
Okay.
at least you're showcasing the Pokemon. That's good enough, at least. But I'm just going off for. By the way, the swords I'm using these on basically is how I can tell Pokemon stats. I look up this stuff on Pokemon Go Hub, and it's a really good site. It's a really nice site. Um, it's a really nice site because it has really it had they're very good, very informative about what the Pokemon in particular. So, um, I'm not sure if the screen pops up here. I'm not sure if they can see the screen. If they're able to see the screen, I'm just
Yeah, I
curious.
think they
Okay,
can.
they
Let me
could. They could.
double check, but I'm gonna check my live now. But I believe they can.
You're good. You're good. I just want to make sure you can see it. But yeah, this
Okay.
Pokemon is really good because of the stat distributions, all the stuff they have there. It's really, really good.
Okay.
Honestly, I look. You forgot that they actually had that actually. What do you like more? You're talking about between Kyogre and Primal Kyogre and Groudon. Honestly, I like Kyogre a bit more just because you know it just looks like a savage beast in the sea. Basically, I love Kyogre more because it's a savage beast in the sea, pretty much. So if that makes any sense, it's a beast.
It's a
It's an
beast.
absolute monster. It's an absolute monster. But yeah, next thing, of course, obviously, is the move sets, particularly here, which I mentioned before. Water Gun, Ultra Pulse. It's actually its top move set, honestly. And here's the difference between Water Gun, Waterfall. I said Water Gun, Waterfall and Surf, and Waterfall Origin Pulse. Look at the difference here. Waterfall Surf has a DPS total of 18.40, just to give you guys an idea how much damage they do. And then Origin Pulse, which is its legacy move, does 19.42. So it's basically it's a single bar, yet it does a lot of damage, pretty much. It absolutely does a lot of damage overall when it comes down to it. So this is what makes this Pokemon just insane. Basically, this is what makes a Pokemon really good for raids in particular. You have the attack stat being really pretty high, defense stat also pretty solid, and then stamina, and then of course the moves it also makes a Pokemon relatively useful, really good, especially for raids in particular, of course. So yeah, so any other questions, if anything?
Yeah. If not, I have what?
Okay, just want to make sure we know.
Yeah. I don't.
I think I kind of covered a bit different things for sure in terms of some of the notes you have here.
I have one
Um,
question before we move. Like, is that a thing? Like a short man raider? What is the name again? Sorry, I forgot.
Oh, short. It's basically short man raider.
Okay.
Basically short man raider, which I know you have that here somewhere. Let me look. Let me find that moves. Oh yeah, short man. Basically, short man meaning that to basically beat a raid boss with very little people as possible
Okay, but
for
is
the
that a
challenge.
thing? Like other people does that? Like it's a like
Oh yeah, that's quite a few.
that's like
Mhm.
a way to play the game. Because
Yeah,
before
yeah.
you, I never
It's.
heard about
You're good.
this. That's what I'm trying to say.
Sorry, sorry.
No, yeah, before you, I never heard about that. That's well, I'm been not playing like a lot, but yeah, you were the first one that I met, and I like that too.
Oh yeah.
I feel it's amazing. You defeat a boss, especially because I tried before without knowing the whole, universe and the game and everything. I try to beat some shadows by myself. Poor young naive Karen. And then, but it was something that I always wanted to do, be able to do by myself. But yeah, I just want to know if is that a thing. So yeah, you can go for it.
Yeah, yeah. Shortman basically means it's basically able to beat a raid boss with very little people as possible to make it more challenging. People will say, "Oh, but I have so many people, that you can that we could just do it really easily, no problem." Yeah, that's true. That's true. You can easily just do that, no problem. But me. I love challenging myself to. I love an absolute good challenge when it comes down to trying to take down raid bosses with with as very little as possible, with some unique stuff as possible. I feel like it just makes it so much more. I just think it's definitely some really cool, unique stuff overall. There, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. I gotta fix that actually later on. But let me continue here real quick.
Okay.
Let me
I have a
see.
question in chat. What Pokemon do you think it can be like even with Kyogre? You can say like
What happened?
like Kyogre is the beast. Which one is the other one? You can say like this is
Oh,
like
hold on.
a Groudon, right? But beside
Hold
them,
on. One second. I gotta close this up real quick. I just gotta check something real quick. Give me
of course.
1 second.
Mm-hmm. No
Sorry,
problem.
sorry guys. I gotta check something real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Um I just want to check something real quick, so bear with me. Hang
It's okay. I'm gonna change that.
on 1 second. Just gotta check something real quick because something came up. Okay. I think we're good now.
Okay.
I think we're good now. Hang on. Okay. I'm gonna reshare my screen now.
Okay. Let me.
What was your question? What was your question? I'm sorry.
The question chat is what is the Pokemon that can be like equal as Kyogre? Like it's another beast, another top. Let me
Oh
just
yeah, that's a
yeah.
that's a good question. Let's go ahead and since we went over Kyogre already, we may as well go over his counterpart Groudon here.
Okay.
The Primal Groudon. Pretty much, like I mentioned before, Groudon has the same exact stats as Kyogre. Max CP 6,672 with an attack with the same attack, same defense, same stamina. This is of course the number one. This is the number one top attacker. Top attacker in the ground type department because and this is pretty much where it's this is pretty much what I was talking about too earlier when it came down to both Primal Grata and Kyogre having the exact same stats as but however the only difference is just the typing pretty much. So like Kyogre, Groudon has access to its special move Precipice Blades, which is really a very strong ground type attack, and it's able to get to it so often that you're just straight up able to just get it off consistently. It's absolutely um
That's
basically
awesome.
it just basically what's it called basically it just shines as a ground type a top ground type of course. Yeah,
I
Groudon,
love that
Kyogre,
comment.
maybe. Yeah,
That was so good. Agree, Mr.
yeah, yeah,
Miyagi.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, yeah, it's really good because of its ground typing, of course. It's actually ground fire, but it does have other moves that it can make it unique as well too. It has solar beam, which is not stabbed yet. It does in fact get like a it does get like it doesn't get stabbed, but it can still dish out some crazy damage with the solar beam because mud shot is one of those moves that you could just get to it just gets to a special move. Basically, it just gets to a charge move so fast that it doesn't really make it bad, obviously, but obviously it shines best with it as a ground type attacker, pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah, Primal Groudon is another one of those Pokemon that is just relatively really good, really strong as ground type being the top dog in that type in particular.
I have a new
And then
question.
go ahead.
Okay, sorry to interrupt you. Do you
You're
think
good. You're good.
Shadow Groudon is better than Primal Groudon? Which one is better?
Not necessarily. We can take a look at Shadow Groudon and we can get an idea. Shadow Groudon, of course, is still really good. It doesn't topple the Primal, obviously. But it is still relatively good because it is you're only restricted to using one primal at a time, obviously, and you can't obviously
Mm.
have both primals act. You can't just have multiple primals. So Shadow Groudon actually is a really top contender. In fact, it's actually one of the second top best ground type because of the fact that it has some is a shadow does 20% more. Oh, before we continue, actually, Shadow Pokemon are absolutely some of the strongest Pokemon in the game. Well, there's some. It depends on which one, of course. There's some that are really good for raids. There's some that are actually better, of course, for PvP. Um, Shadow Groudon is just one of those that is relatively good as a ground type attacker overall, and it's one of those really good Pokemon that's a really good follow up for the Primal. Me myself personally, I have actually four of these Shadow Groudons on my team, including
40?
at least I have a 98. Yeah, I have four of them on my team.
Oh,
Yes,
four. I heard
yeah, I have four
40.
Shadow
I was like,
Groudons.
what?
No. I can't. I would never make 40. I only have like four. I have four.
Well, but it's a
Um,
lot.
yeah, it definitely puts in the finest of work. I can say that much.
Okay.
Um, it puts in the finest of work because considering the fact that it's damage over, it's a really good follow up in terms of the it's a really good follow up in terms of ground types because it's a really great follow because then it's like if you feel like you can't relobby if you're not really good with relobbying, it's always nice to have an alternative ground type follow up. And this is just one of those Pokemon that I think is really good as a ground type, of course, being number two, of course, behind the Primal, because unlike Primal, where you're only restricted to using one, otherwise you have to relobby with that same Primal, you're just able to have multiple of these and still have some pretty good consistent damage. Like if you take a look at the DPS of Primal of the Shadow Groudon, you can see that it's actually pretty solid. It's 17.66 in terms of DPS overall with signature move Much Shot and Precipice Blaze having the total of 17.66, which is actually pretty good. Now, if it was to in fact go back to Primal Groudon, you can see that it's not that far behind the Primal. As you see here, Primal has a DPS total of 19.40. Obviously, that's high. That's definitely the highest ground type damage in the game currently because there is one that might actually do better and that we're hearing that might be toppling the ground type charts, and that's Zygarde, but that's a different story for a different day. But yeah, DPS wise, it's always great to have that follow up, and obviously the best one for the option of the ground typing is definitely Groudon, the Shadow Groudon variant, of course, because its DPS overall is still really good. So even if the primal goes down, you still have the shadows to follow up with some pretty solid damage overall. And yeah, that's why I feel it's always nice to always have a solid follow up as a ground attacker. And this is just a Pokemon that I also love to use as well. And I've used it before in quite a few challenges myself. Same with with the Shadow Kyogre actually, which let me go ahead and pull that up actually. I use
Go.
Shadow Kyogre as a follow up to the Primal too because Shadow Kyogre has damage is also fairly solid with that Origin Pulse, which is a pretty expensive. Is one of those Pokemon that obviously is very expensive because first of all you need more Stardust to obviously invest into the shadows, and then you have to obviously have elite charge TMs to be able to give them their signature moves. So these could be pricey, but they're definitely the top of the top, the best of the best, pretty much.
Yeah, I did that
So
last week.
yeah, and this is why I was telling you that's why the Shadow Kyogre was a great follow because look at this damage DPS overall 17.64. 17.64 versus the versus his primal version, which has the DPS of
19.
19.42. So basically what you're looking for when it comes to which attackers are better is basically literally the top damage DPS overall, as well as this right here, which is another thing to keep note of. It's called TDO, or in full it's called total damage output, basically meaning damage is able to do while it's in the battle, pretty much. So If these are high right here, obviously, then these are gonna obviously it proves that they're obviously the top dogs, of course.
Okay, one
And
question. How much high is high? Like
mhm.
close to 20? Like, how do I know that the DPS is high? Like 19. What is the ceiling? Like 30, 25,
Well,
100?
it's not really a ceiling. It's more of, going back to what I mentioned before about Pokemon having having high attack, good bulk, and some solid stamina and the moves. That's what makes the DPS and TDO higher and lower, higher, lower, depending, of course, of things.
Okay, but
So
how do
it's
I
mostly
know
the
it's
attack, yeah.
high? Like, how do I know 19 is super high? Oh my god, this is the best you can get. It's like close to 20, close to 25, just a number that I can like see. Okay, like CPs. We
Oh.
have the
Mm-hmm.
CP, the max CP, we have the floor. What is, when I start
Oh,
to
so you're curious
analyze
as
the
to what's
Pokemon
the
that I'm
highest?
gonna
Oh,
see,
sorry.
sorry. But when I start to analyze, like I'm doing my research here and I understand which one is good or not. So if I see a 90, nice, I have a beast. So just to know what is high, like it's 100, it's 50, you know what I mean? Like CP. What is the 100%?
Well, basically,
Basically,
wait, you're curious as to how high it can go? Well, it's just overall numbers of what of Pokemon. Like, okay, I'm gonna explain. This is another good thing to explain. So basically, DPS also is basically total damage output. Basically, all the damage that it can do, even if it's not on a super effective target. Let's say, for example, right, you're using Primo Kyogre to take on, if you're taking on a Pokemon that's weak to water, obviously, or basically a Pokemon that, let's say, for example, are normal type, right? Obviously, Primo Kyogre doesn't get stab, obviously. But if you're talking about the
ah,
highest DPS overall, you're talking about like the highest DPS overall. Is that what you're referring to?
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Like just to know that the number that I have, it's a good one.
Okay,
In
well, I have just a
in the
candidate for you.
perfect condition. I mean,
I have
now
just
I
the perfect
understand
candidate
what
for
you're
you.
saying. Like, if it's against a normal type, it's not gonna be like this number. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah, yeah,
No, now
yeah.
I got it. I got it. Now I got it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Basically, just a total damage overall. Obviously, it's going to be more if it's against a Pokemon that is super effective on, pretty much.
And I have
Now,
another.
here is one of the top damage dealers. Go ahead.
Okay, it's 26 DPS. Damn. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And let's go over why, obviously. So Mega Rayquaza, one of the top Pokemon in the game,
The
and
Air
also one
Force.
of the strongest Pokemon in the game. And why is that? Let's go over it. So this Pokemon has a max CP of 6,458, but its attack though. Look at this attack, a nice little whopping 377 attack. That is high. That is
It is.
definitely a high. Those are definitely some high numbers right there we're talking about right here. Attack power 377, defense 210, solid defense overall, and stamina of 227. This Pokemon has it all. Insane attack, solid defense, solid bulk. It's pretty decently bulky compared to other Pokemon, of course. Its strongest moveset, of course, being its legacy move, Dragon Tail, Dragon Ascent. Dragon Ascent is a flying move, but yeah, this you see this Pokemon pop up often as a raid attacker choice because of the fact that it basically just has insane DPS overall. Like look at that DPS, like you mentioned earlier, 26.05. One of the strongest Pokemon in the game. In fact, I think it might be the strongest. Maybe it might have some competition. I have to double check those numbers. I'm gonna pull up Zacian again so
I think
you
he
can get an
only
idea.
Eternatus. I think even Eternatus
Ooh.
can beat it.
Oh yeah, we have to look at Eternatus. Yeah, this Pokemon. Well, the reason
I
why I
think
haven't popped up
Eternatus
Eternatus because
beat
obviously not everybody's gonna
Rayquaza.
have Eternatus.
Yeah.
Obviously, not everyone's gonna have Eternatus for not everyone's gonna actually have access to Eternatus. I was looking at Rayquaza, but I guess you could look up Eternatus. Now, Eternatus obviously has some solid stats overall too. It's not even mega as obviously max combat power of 5,007. It has some good stats for sure. Attack power of 278, defense of 182, stamina of 268. Obviously, as a dragon type, it does give Mega Rayquaza a run for its money because its moveset of Dragon Tail Dynamax Cannon does have DPS of 22.66, TDO 618. So it has very high TDO. So meaning this means that this Pokemon is able to stay in the fight much longer, basically. So let's just remember these numbers for Eternatus. Let's go back to Rayquaza. If we were to take a look at its Dragon moveset, of course, you can see that it has Dragon Tip Breaking Swipe, which is Legacy, has a DPS total of 22.51. So basically, if I'm not mistaken, Mega Rayquaza, in fact, slightly, no, actually, Eternatus does, in fact, outpace Mega Rayquaza as a Dragon type attacker. Now, we're talking about the Breaking Swipe, not Dragon Descent, obviously. It slightly outperforms it, and its TDO is actually lower than Eternatus. So, but overall, the TDO, it's definitely the TDO is always really good. However, the thing is between the two, obviously you can only have Mega Rayquaza on the team, and then and then obviously you can have multiple Eternatus if we were able to do basically you just want to have the as much the top damage as possible. Yeah, pretty much. The goal is to solo raids. Yes, obviously solo raids, duo, whatever is not soloable, you can always go for some fun duos, of course. Yeah, exactly. You can only have one mega in a fight, so basically, you can only have one mega, obviously. But there are obviously some good alternatives in terms in the typing is what I look for. Is what I look for when I build my Pokemon teams. Stuff like that, and that's what makes Pokemon. There's some Pokemon obviously that are just better than others, obviously, but because of the moves that they use overall. But yeah,
Okay,
any questions
so
you like to ask? Go ahead.
okay, let's see if someone has a question. And I have okay. Martin asked, what is the best mega, and what's your favorite?
What
Because
is the best
Groudon,
mega
the
and
primal,
my
it's not a
favorite?
mega,
Ooh,
right? Primal, is that the same thing as mega? No, right?
yeah, no. It's the same. It's the same concept. Only difference is one says mega, one says primal. Obviously, it's
But
the same
like
concept.
primal, is
It's literally the same
primal
thing.
stronger than mega or no?
Not necessarily. It's just
Oh,
another term because they just made it another term because they just it's basically the term before Kyogre and Groudon respectively just revert them back to their primal forms basically.
oh, okay. So it's
But
just a
yeah,
concept,
it's
like you
just a
said.
term. Yeah.
Okay,
No. There's still it's the same mechanic. The only difference is there's Mega Evolution and then Primal Reversion. It's the same concept, just different term. That's it.
okay.
If that makes
So
any
that
sense.
was Martin question. And
Hmm.
does anyone has questions?
Yes, what Sir Mel said in the chat, lore reasons. Yes, that is precisely what it is. Basically it's the lore of the Pokemon, pretty much.
What is lore reason? Sorry.
Basically, no. Basically, is how they were made in the game in the main series games. That's when these came out. How these came to be pretty much. Primal,
Okay.
yeah. Basically, Primal. You have the Mega. Obviously, it's just the story of how they came about pretty much. If that makes any sense.
Okay. No, yeah, I got it. Anyone
Yeah.
else? So, well, let's
Yeah.
see if someone is gonna ask something. So I should maybe get the 98 that I got yesterday and use my less meteorite on it, or should I
Hmm.
try the Shando?
That's a good question. That is a
Because
good question.
is 15, 14, 15. So, since I only have one resource for that, should I still try the handle, or should I settle with this and maybe bottle cap in the future?
I mean, I don't see any reason not to use a silver bottle cap to get the Shundo. Like, but let me ask you this: would you be down to raid more Rayquaza in the future whenever it comes back?
Yes, of
Just out
course.
of
I will always
curiosity.
raid Rayquaza. I want as many handles I can. One of my
Oh man,
favorite ones.
I remember back in the day when the shiny first came out. It was just everybody was. I've seen a lot of people playing the game just to get the shiny Rayquaza. I mean, who didn't really want who wouldn't want the shiny? It looks really good, honestly.
It's
Like in
amazing.
fact, I think they show the shiny here too. I think. Let me see if I can find it here.
Oh my
They should
god.
show the shiny. I think over
It's my
here.
dream, the Shundo.
Hang on. Yeah, right here. Here we go. Right here. Shiny Mega Ray looks. It looks sick. It definitely looks
Yeah,
sick.
it's gorgeous. I love it. And Mewtwo is gonna be insanity as well. So I want to
Oh
talk
man.
about Mewtwo, but I have some people talking chat. Let's see if they have questions because I want to understand. I know Mewtwo is Mewtwo, but like, why we are excited for Mega Mewtwo? Why everybody's talking about Mega Mewtwo? So, but let me just read the
Well, let's take a look at
story.
Mega Mewtwo Y first of all. Mega Mewtwo Y definitely is the top one for sure
Okay.
between the two. But let me answer. Yeah, he says to be honest, most of the time I Mega Evolve before Community Day. Like for Fire Community Day, I Mega Evolve Blaziken. That's fair, especially if it's a Pokemon that benefits on those typings. It's always nice to have those Megas available to get those bonus candies. So yeah, why is everybody hyped up Mega Mewtwo in particular? Because these Pokemon are going to be sick. Because let's take a look at Mega Mewtwo Y. This thing, let's look at the stats real quick. This Pokemon is going to absolutely dominate the game when it comes in. We have a Mega Mewtwo Y who which maxes out at 7,690. That's high. That's even way higher than Rayquaza, Mega Rayquaza. Attack 426, even higher than Deoxys attack form, which we mentioned before. It had 414. Defense 229, really solid for a Mega, of course. And stamina 235. This is going to 100% be the number one psychic attacker in the game. No questions asked. Now, while it won't be the strongest neutral gamer, because looking at a Cycle Cut Side Strike, it has a DPS total of 25.73, TDL 731. This Pokemon is stacked. Very stacked.
I'm
Very
hyped.
stacked.
I'm super hyped. I want it.
I got lucky in 2020. I got a 100% Shadow Mewtwo. Lucky you. Congrats on that one. That's amazing. I only have a 98 Shadow Mewtwo, but that's insane. Congrats on that. Up until Shanxi and Crown, it was the top seed Pokemon I had. Honestly, that's amazing. Congrats on that Shadow Mewtwo. That on the Hundo Shadow Mewtwo. That is definitely a beauty for sure. I only have 298 shadows myself, but I'm happy at least I have those. I only started playing Pokemon Go 2, 3 years ago, so I don't have Mewtwo as I didn't know much about the raids. I feel that. I'm pretty sure this year though we're gonna see Mewtwo come back. I'm pretty certain. I think it's gonna be for Go Fest. People are speculating that it's gonna be for Go Fest.
Yeah, he's in the
I think
poster
it's gonna.
already, so they released the
That is true.
poster. Go Fast Japan, and it's there. So
Yeah, it's definitely it for
I'm
sure. It's
excited.
incoming for sure. And then there's of course Mega Mewtwo X as well too, which is not as high as the Mewtwo Y, but it does still have really insane stats overall. It also picks up a fighting typing, so you can even use it with Focus Blast as a unique fighter. I think it might even be better the best fighter, even despite not having a fast fighting move. But 412 attack, defense 222, stamina 235, max combat power of 7,339 for Mega Mewtwo X. In fact, let me do a comparison. I'm gonna look up Lucario. I'm curious. Cycle Cut Focus Blast 21, Mega Lucario. Let's take a look at Z since that's gonna be one that's gonna be in the future. Oh no, Z's gonna be taking over number one, 100%.
I'm excited
And
for this
then
one too.
yeah,
I
that
still
one's
need
gonna be
this
really good.
Hundo.
And
Oh
then the
my
and
god.
then the current Mega Lucario we have right now has has really good stats. No, okay, so no, actually, it will not be the top fighter, but it will still be a fun one to mess around with, pretty much. Ooh, good question. Can Armor Mewtwo Mega Evolve? That's a very good question, actually. That is a very good question because you know what? I would love if they could allow you to Mega Evolve the Armor Mewtwo because if you were able to Mega Evolve Armor Mewtwo, into Mega, that would be kind of crazy because the cool thing about Armor Mewtwo is that it gets access to dynamic punch as a charge move, which if you were to Mega Evolve this into Mega Mewtwo X, you have dynamic punch. I'm very keen if Niantic slash Scopely will permit us to actually be able to Mega Evolve this and to Mega Evolve the armor Mewtwo's into Mega. That would be pretty cool actually if they were able to do
Yeah,
it. But I'm not sure if we will if they will permit us to do that actually.
I'll love
But if
a
they
Armor
did,
Mewtwo first, and then I'll see Mega.
yeah.
Nobody has it
I
anymore.
mean,
Everybody trade already or not
yeah, I
giving
know.
for
I used
something
to
crazy.
funny story. I used to had a whole bunch. I had a couple of armor Mewtwo, but I already had traded them already.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, to people before already. So I don't have these
yeah,
anymore. I don't have anymore. I have some still on me, but they were like traded to me lucky and all that.
yeah.
Can you Mega Evolve the clone Pokemon? I don't know if they're letting the anime Pokemon. Good question. In fact, let me
I
get on
give.
Pokemon Go and I could tell you that right now actually, because I do in fact have a clone Charizard at level 40, just because it was a fun, unique fire I made. I can tell you right now actually if you can Mega Evolve those. And let's see. No, in fact, you cannot Mega Evolve the clones because it doesn't. There's no option to allow you to Mega Evolve the clone Pokemon. So, to answer your question, no, you cannot. You cannot Mega Evolve. You cannot Mega Evolve a clone, unfortunately.
Oh my god.
So,
I'm excited for
so that
mine.
means there's a good.
Yay. Sorry,
But
it's
yeah,
just a little
oh,
excitement.
you're good. You're good. Let
Hey,
me see if
Keith.
they can show the top DPS in the game. Best attacker tier list. Here we go. We can take a look at this and go from the over the top
So
attackers here.
let's say I'm starting the game now. What is a we can talk about the budgets one for the people who are starting,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you have the raids available, what should I go for? Like the top attackers, of course. We've been getting those. I'm waiting for Chandelure. I need a handle for that. I love this one.
Honestly, that's a good question. For budgets, 100% you want lucky Pokemon. Why lucky Pokemon? Because lucky Pokemon cost half the amount of Stardust to be able to max out to max them out, or rather to power them up. So it'll be lesser Stardust, and granted, they won't have as much good damage as like the top tier, but depending on what Pokemon you get lucky wise, if you're lucky, you can get some lucky Pokemon. I think lucky Pokemon is definitely a great way to stock up on some of the top tier Pokemon. Like all these Pokemon right here on this list, you can actually get lucky Pokemon. The only ones you cannot, obviously, is Shadow Mewtwo, Shadow Salamence, Shadow Rapier, because obviously
They're
we cannot
share.
trade Shadow Pokemon, unfortunately. Back then, when Shadow Pokemon first came out, funny story, you were able to trade them, but then Niantic got rid of made them trade lock, so you can't trade them anymore. So I
That's
think
so dumb.
one thing for sure to take advantage of is lucky Pokemon for sure, because
That's
they
actually
will cost
very
a whole lot
clever.
less Stardust.
Yeah, that's actually
What
very
happened?
good. I think a lot
Oh,
of people like don't care about lucky trades, but they are actually good. Oh, Elabel, like we never thought about. I never thought about this lucky Pokemon. I usually go for megas, but yeah, it's an opportunity to have like a good one. If you get like a higher V, it's gonna be amazing. And yeah, totally, and it's half of the price, like you said.
exactly. The main thing is that lucky Pokemon will cost half the amount of Stardust you would need to power up. Let's say, for example, it usually takes about, I think, if I'm not mistaken, if I got my math correct, about 220-ish Stardust to power up a Pokemon to level 40. If it's a lucky Pokemon, it will only cost me 100 and like only around 100K Stardust to power it up. So you're saving a lot more Stardust powering up a lucky Pokemon. So, and then obviously some Pokemon that are really notable as top attackers here, you can get them lucky. Obviously, you have the top. You have Primal Groudon, Mega Rayquaza, Primal Kyogre, Eternatus. Obviously, okay, let's exclude Eternatus because obviously we can't trade Eternatus. So let's exclude that. So that's another one to add to the list of things that we cannot get lucky because I don't think we can trade that. But Dawn Wings Necrozma, we can get that lucky. Well, trading Necrozma, obviously, you can then combine it with the Lunala to get Dawn Wings, and then you can get yourself the lucky version of that, and you can get that. We have Mega Lucario, Curum, which you can fuse to with Zekrom to get Black Curum. You can get that lucky as well. And these are still some of the top Pokemon you can get lucky as well too. Obviously, we have to exclude Shadows because we cannot trade Shadows, obviously. So, but you can get the Curums, Crown Sword Zacian. You can get that lucky as well as the hero of many forms first, and then obviously use the energy to make it into a crown. You have Mega Guard Chomp, obviously Bucephalon, which I got lucky, got a hundo of that one.
Yeah, I
I got
didn't
that
know
one.
Blacephalon was so good, but it is, right?
I honestly slept on this Pokemon too, honestly. But then when it got a signature move, it actually. Oh, that's another thing we got to talk about. Too. I may as well bring up too. Let me open up a Cephalon real quick since we're on the topic here. Funny story,
So,
right? This
uh,
Pokemon wasn't really even that good because of its the move before. You were saying, go ahead.
no, no, I was just saying, like, don't forget to get the grunts, people, because I didn't care about grunts until I see the shadow potential. So now I'm paying attention in the taken over event more, because before I thought it was like,
Oh
oh,
yeah,
the grunt is so annoying, so boring, but actually no, you can get crazy stuff from them. So get your grunts. You never know, right?
yeah, definitely get them grunts because you never know what crazy stuff you can find. Honestly,
Yeah, granted
but
the
yeah.
boss, the leaders as well. I never like care about them, and for like a two events from now, I was like, okay, I should have paid attention on this and did more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe I could
Well,
have
now you
more
know. Now you
shadows.
know for sure.
Yeah, so do the grants, do the leaders.
Oh yeah, they're definitely worth it for sure
Okay, so
on that front
coming back
because
to
of the fact that
Blacephalon.
mhm.
No, yeah,
But
coming back
yeah,
to Blacephalon.
Bucephalon wasn't even that great before. Wasn't even the top fire type because its best fire moveset it had was Incinerate, Mystical Fire. But look at the difference now between Mystical Fire DPS and Mind Blown DPS. That's a big jump. You definitely see a big jump on the numbers here. 16.01, and then when it got this special move, and that's a big jump. 19.2, 23.
Yeah, it's a lot. 3 points.
I wish there were more remote trading as I don't see friends that often. I feel that. I definitely understand that for sure. Can't wait until I can remote trade with friends I've been lucky with for years. Honestly, same. I have a lot of people on my list that I gotta finish working on the friend list for that because I have literally a lot of lucky friends I have yet to trade and have to get forever friends with. Honestly, I gotta work on that.
Yeah, the cooldown is the worst. I was about to say that. I think the only thing that didn't like
Mm-hmm.
is the cooldown. It's just too long.
Oh, for mind blown, yeah.
No, you
But in
have
the
like
right
a cooldown
wait,
time.
good.
No, the move, no. You have a cooldown time. After you do the first remote trade, you have to rebuild your kind of like a friendship. So you kind of start
Oh
over with the
yeah,
thing, like do the interaction so you can gather more like energy, I don't know. And then you can have another, you can unlock again the remote trade. So this is, yeah.
yeah. It's an absolute grind to get those trades
Yeah.
done. It's a but. It's like they really want us to really grind so hard really grind the game so hard just to get all these trades and everything done. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But if there's one thing I've learned when I came back to Pokemon Go, when there is one thing I've learned, I basically just play the game at my pace. If I feel like there's something I want to do, then I'll just do it, and if not, I'll just do it another time. I try to just I mostly just play at my pace. That's basically the best thing to do is just play at your own pace, basically. Because
Yeah.
if you just try to play too hard, then it's like you're just gonna get tired out really fast.
Yeah. It is a
That makes
lot
no
to
sense.
do without like grinding. Imagine grinding stuff. It's a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Like the game definitely is pretty grindy, but I feel like you can if you just play you just I think the best thing to do is just play at your pace. Not at really how they want to have you to play, but just play at your pace.
Yeah.
Play at your pace. Play. Do what would do what is most fun for you, and I feel like that's what makes the game fun. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, there's a lot of things what going on with the game, but obviously, as long as you're enjoying the game, there's nothing wrong with that. That's the main thing. It's just you have fun with it, and that's basically that's how you go about it for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you
People got
can.
really upset at the trading and Pokemon trading card rate, and they changed it. Yeah, they definitely changed that too. And even though I don't play Pocket anymore, they did listen and they actually changed it, which is good. They changed the way that how it works, which is really nice of them to do that. I just wish that it wasn't too grindy, but I feel like I said, it's always good to just play the game at your pace, especially
Totally.
when it comes to getting the Pokemon. It's always good just to play your pace. Obviously, what I love about playing the game is mostly the raid challenges, of course, being able to just straight up have a good time, challenge yourself, push yourself to let me see what you can do with with your strong Pokemon, and just challenge raid bosses solo or in short man. Like I mentioned before, short man, duos, stuff like that. That's what I love. It's what I love when it comes to playing Pokemon Go. It's just the raid challenges overall, being able to challenge things in ways that nobody ever thought of, come up with some unique ideas to have fun with the game, and just go from there. Pretty much, honestly, that's
Yeah.
how that's how I've always been when it comes to Pokemon Go. I just I play my pace, just roll with it, and
And like even like only doing this quote, like because of this you have to grind the Stardust, you have to grind the best bosses, you have to go out and raid a lot. So it's not like it's like already a full schedule. So the game is
oh
awesome.
yeah,
You can do a lot.
yeah. I mean, for me, at least I'm able. I know exactly what's the top, and then just play just for fun, and just go after what helps me when it comes to the raid meta, pretty much.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah. So
But
budget.
yeah.
We were talking
Mhm.
about the budget ones. Beside Lucky, do you have another budget one like Megas, of course, right?
Okay, so obviously, yeah, we can talk about like good megas that are alternatives
You're
if you don't have the top ones. But welcome in.
yeah.
Yeah,
Nathan is
Nathan.
here.
Yeah,
Hi,
Nathan. Welcome in.
Nathan.
Welcome in. But yeah, if you don't have like the top counters, the top mega slash primals, there are obviously alternatives that you can use that are still really good. And I think one of those best, budget megas that you can use if you don't have, and ironically enough, this mega can cover for two types actually. It's the second best in both types, respectively, if I'm mistaken. And you probably might know which one it is, Karen. In fact, I'm gonna give you a little pop quiz. There
Mm.
is one Pokemon on this. I'm gonna give you a pop quiz, Karen, and chat. Nobody help her out because I'm gonna have her guess. I'm gonna give one guess. There is one Mega Evolution on this list that is actually the second top in the typings of some of the top two of these top Pokemon. Which one do you think it is?
Mega
There's
Lucario.
one Mega on this list.
Mega Lucario.
Nope. Lucario? Nope.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
only
I'll give you one
one
guess. I'll
guess,
give you
right?
one guess.
Yeah, but I'll have
Say
another
again?
one. One
Yeah,
more.
go ahead.
Garchomp.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, correct. Now, this is now why Garchomp? Because let's take a look at Garchomp. Now, Garchomp, like I said, is great. It's Mega Garchomp is fantastic in both Dragon and Ground typing. So, if you don't have Mega Rayquaza or Primagroudon, Mega Garchomp is in fact a really great substitute because it has fantastic stats and it's a Dragon and Ground type, which really does really well compared to for just behind obviously Primal Groudon and Mega Rayquaza, obviously, but this is why. So Mega Garchomp maxes out at 6,132, attack 339. No, definitely very good. Defense of 222 and stamina of 239. So if we were to take a look at his top moves on both of those typings, you can see here that Mega Garchomp really does good as a dragon, a little bit more than a ground, but it does really well as both. It does pretty solid as both, pretty much. So Dragon Tail, Breaking Sweat, and the difference between Mega Garchomp and Mega Rayquaza, while they both have the same top damage moveset of Dragon Tail, Breaking Swipe, Garchomp with Breaking Swipe is not Legacy, which means that you're able to go ahead and use Breaking Swipe, give it Breaking Swipe with Dragon Tail, and you have yourself a really strong, solid ground of Dragon type
Dragon.
attacker that is just as it's not while it may not be as great as Mega Rayquaza, it's definitely not behind because if you guys remember, Mega Rayquaza only has a DPS of 22.5 ish, while Mega Garchomp only has 20.42, but it's still good enough to be able to keep up with Mega Rayquaza. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Mega Rayquaza has lower TDO than Garchomp. Actually, no, they're actually neck and neck. Actually, hold on, let's take a look at that. Actually, wait, yeah. Mega Garchomp does in fact have a little bit more TDO than Rayquaza, ironically. So yeah, as a dragon, Mega Garchomp is definitely a really good budget option as a dragon because solid stats overall, being dragon and ground type. While it might still have a bit fair of, and it's not even that far behind on Groudon either actually. Because let's take a look at that too. Let's open Groudon here. Mudshot Precipice Blaze, DPS wise of 19.40. Garchomp's best ground type moveset is Mudshot and Earth Power, which unfortunately this one is Legacy because you need an Elite Charge team for this one. But you might get like a Community Day Classic, which might bring back Gibble anyway, and other opportunities to get Earth Power. So, but DPS wise, 17.85, which is not bad. It's definitely not that bad at all in the slightest. So, yeah, Mega Garchomp I think is definitely a really good budget option as a Mega for both Dragon and Ground typing because of the fact that it's definitely I think for me personally, it's definitely a really good budget Mega that you can use if you don't have Mega Rayquaza or Primal Groudon. This is definitely your go-to for sure, 100%
Mm-hmm.
for those two typings respectively.
Nice.
So that's one to consider. Let's go back over here. And then obviously Mega Blaziken obviously is definitely a good one as well too as a Mega. But these two are obviously a bit more budget as well too. Although we are going to be getting that pass I think soon, which will enable us to get a Lucario and some energy. I think I'm not sure exactly how many, but it's definitely very good for sure. It's definitely good stuff for sure. Honestly, Blaziken is just I think it's just now that it has Aura Sphere, it's the second best fighter because of that, which is crazy. It just
Yeah.
goes back to when I mentioned before that a Ray Boss move set and stats makes the Pokemon really good. So yeah.
Yeah, Blaziken is Sir Mel favorite.
Oh yeah, Blaziken is definitely great. In fact, let's take a look at Blaziken.
Yeah, I unfortunately I
Name
didn't get a good one for this one.
for
Um,
Blaziken.
yeah, I did some raids for it, but I don't think he likes me.
Oh, no worries. There'll definitely be other chances to get it. Don't worries. In
Yeah.
fact, we are getting it during the Sunday of the Kalos tour, so you can definitely get a chance to raid Blaziken then.
Yeah, I don't think
Maybe you can get a better one.
I don't think I hope it's gonna be available in the Mega Night. I'm gonna be playing the Mega Night next Saturday, so I hope it's gonna be there. I'm not sure. I
Oh
didn't see the
yeah, that's
lineup,
right.
but I'm
Yeah, you
excited
might
for
be
the
able.
Mega Night. So Mega Night, I know you're gonna show me something. We can go for
Mm-hmm.
there, but like, give me one tip. What I should go for Mega Night for the Hundo? Well, we have to pull up the list of the Mega Night now to see
I
what is
honestly
gonna be
don't
the
remember.
lineup.
Which mega's even coming out for it? Actually,
You have to
I
go
don't
to
remember actually.
PokemonGo.com and
See if it. Okay, it does show. Okay, cool, cool,
since
cool.
I'm gonna
I
be
was
playing
wondering how that
Saturday,
works.
what's your advice for this?
Ooh, that's a good
Garchomp?
question. Let me see if it shows the list. Where did it? Okay, here we go. Okay,
Maybe I go for another shine
so
Hundo? Garchomp?
um, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, they give some cool megas here. We have Charizard X, which you can always rate that to get energy for the. You can use the energy to mega evolve both Charizard X and Y, so that's always good. Um, Out of these, the top megas you definitely want to go for in terms of their typings, of course, Mega Sceptile is another good one because it is actually the number one grass type attacker in the game. Fury Cutter and Frenzy Plant, which is Legacy. That's a good one for sure. As you mentioned, Mega Garchomp is a good one too for sure. Another fantastic choice. Yeah, Mega Sceptile, Mega Garchomp, Mega Salamence is another good. Definitely another good dragon, but I believe Mega Salamence falls behind Garchomp. I think I'm gonna take a look at that in a little bit because I'm actually a little curious now. But unfortunately, no, Mega Blaziken doesn't seem to be on this list. But
Yeah.
Mega Sceptile is. There is
Yeah.
Mega Sceptile at least. There is at least that you can at least go for. So
So
out
I
of
have
those,
two
which is not bad.
septiles, two handles or three handles septiles. Should I make all of them megas? Well, no, because I can
Well,
only
you
use
really
it
only need
one.
one. Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah. Please continue.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say you only really need one
Yeah,
because you can only Mega Evolve one, obviously. So I think definitely one for sure. I
yeah.
think one for sure definitely would be a solid choice. I'm just looking at some of these other Pokemon that actually are stronger. These are just some of the top of Pokemon and their typings. Obviously, these mons on the top of the list here is actually wow. Shadow Chandelure number 20 on the top on the S tier list. Yo,
What is S
I mean I
tier?
knew. Go ahead.
S
S tier
tier
meaning that these are the top ranked Pokemon, the top Pokemon in the game in terms of usages for rating, basically.
for
If that makes any
ratings.
sense.
Okay, and top
Yeah.
tier.
So Mega Salamence does it actually is weaker than Garchomp. So I wouldn't recommend Salamence. Garchomp I think
Okay.
will probably be the better choice over Salamence.
And what is the difference in the
But
S tier and A plus tier?
A plus basically means these are Pokemon that are still still strong, versatile, and dependable. That are still good. These are Pokemon that are really good. That are obviously not S tier, but they're still relatively strong. So these are some of the
Oh,
other mons that you can also consider working on as well too. We have one of my personal favorite, as you already know, Latios in its mega form, Mega Latios. We have Shadow Regigigas, which I think a lot of people do sleep on, because that thing
yeah.
it's a monster. Dustmane Necrozma. I mean, Dustmane Necrozma used to be a top tier, but he got dethroned by Zacian. Obviously, Zacian is top steel type. As Nathan said, Zacian's good. Yes, it is. It is the top steel type attacker in the game. Yep. But Dustmane Necrozma is still really good. In fact, I still have one myself personally. I still have at least one, which is great. We have Shadow Garchomp, Shadow Raikou, which we just had the Shadow Raikou rate day. Everybody remember that? Yeah, of course, that one was fun.
Yeah, I was there.
um, yep.
I did a lot.
Nice 98%. Did you got?
Thank
Yeah.
you.
We have Mega Gengar, top ghost. Actually, no, it's actually second top ghost attacker. It's behind Dawnwing Necrozma. Crown Shield Zamazenta. This Pokemon also is solid. Not definitely not the top tier, but I believe Crown Shield is second top steel type attacker in the game. And it's still got some good solid DPS, despite the fact that it has 200. Doesn't have nowhere near as high attack as Zacian, only having an attack of 250. It's still a really good mon for sure. Second best steel type attacker, while having much higher defense than Zacian, almost near 300 defense, which is crazy.
It's the
So
shield.
Crown Shield is still fantastic. I still have some of those myself personally. Metaclaw, Behemoth Bash, definitely still a relatively good Pokemon. Even though Zacian outranks it in terms of damage, it's still really good. It's still relatively really good for sure.
Nice. But it's not like
Shadow
the
Mamoswine
same
used to
as
be the
that.
top.
Sorry.
Used to what happened?
But like it's not the same tier as Zacian. Zacian is better considering than
Yeah,
Zamazenta.
yeah, because of the higher attack stat
Okay.
and obviously his moves being more damage overall. Shadow Mamoswine. This used to be the top best ice type attacker, but now we have Kyurem White that now surpasses it in every way possible. And I believe it's Kyurem Black too. Both of the Kyurems outshine Mamoswine, but Shadow Mamoswine is still a solid, a good ice type for sure. Shadow Tyranitar, definitely one of the great one a good dark type attacker with bite and brutal swing. which Brutal Swing is not Legacy, which is fantastic, of course. Mega Heracross, really good bug type. I believe it might be the top bug. I could be wrong, but I believe it is a good. It's definitely a good one for sure on there. We
Hmm.
have normal Rayquaza. That's not Mega. Still really good, really strong, really strong. In fact, my friend and I, we did a duel against Eternatus using Rayquaza since the raid that we did it was in windy weather, so it was the perfect. I figured it was good to showcase Rayquaza what it could do. That was fun. And then, of course, as we went over earlier, Shadow Groudon's another great option. We have Kartana, really great. It's second best, second top steel type attacker, only behind Mega Sceptile. With, if I'm not mistaken, it should be Fury Cutter Leaf Blade, I think. It did get Fury Cutter from the last update, so now I think it's definitely going to be recommending Fury Cutter. Ironically, it recommends Fury Cutter Sacred Sword, but it's not even stab. But yeah, Fury Cutter Leaf Blade definitely, because Fury Cutter is one of those fast moves that just it's a really fast spam. Like it just goes and then you just get to Leaf Blade really fast. It just gets you to Leaf Blade much more faster than Razor Leaf does, which is crazy. Mega Sceptile also is in that same situation where it's basically in that same situation where it doesn't even go for a grass fast move because Fury Cutter overall is just so much better. Like check this out. Mega Sceptile has Fury Cutter Frenzy Plan, which is Legacy. Its DPS is 19.97, while Bullet Seed Frenzy Plant has DPS 18.31, despite the fact that Bullet Seed is stab and Fury Cutter is not. Now, the reason why, now you're wondering what is stab means. Basically, if a Pokemon uses a move that matches its typing, its moves does 1.5 more damage because of its typing, basically. But
Oh, okay.
what we have here is a Pokemon that its best moveset is actually Fury Cutter, which is not even stab, by the way. But people use it because of the fact that it charges the charge move really fast. So it's one of the best fast moves in the game, in my opinion, because you're able to it charges to your charge move really fast. I think you get like three charge moves, three fast moves, sorry, of these to get to a frenzy plan. I think. I correct me if I'm wrong, but this is one of those Pokemon that just does really good with that fast and Fury Cutter, and that's the crazy part. The fact that Fury Cutter just overall is better than Bullet Seed, which is supposed to be stab, which means that it does more damage, but overall. Fury Cutter, just because of the energy charge, is insane. It's really fast. And you're gonna see that there's Pokemon that have fast moves that charge up the charge attack meter so much more faster than other moves that they want that move over their stab moves basically. If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's crazy what the moves that do for the most part here. Anyway, let's look at some other good Pokemon here that we can go over here. That have some decent options as well. Now, this Pokemon is actually not in the game yet, but Shadow Theron Form Thunderous. Once this comes into the game, this one is going to be really strong. I think this will probably be the number one. No, actually, no, it will not be the number one. There is another Pokemon that's actually going to be stronger, but this one here, Shadow Theron Form Thunderous, is going to be really good. It's probably not going to be number one, but it definitely is going to be up there. We got Mega Gallade, not the craze, not the greatest Mega, but a decent budget option as a Psychic if you don't have like Latios or Alakazam. Now, Mega Charizard Y. This is another Mega that is really good. In fact, this one is second top best Fire type in the game, only slightly behind Mega Blaziken. It's slightly behind Mega Blaziken because Blaziken, I believe, has slightly more stat distribution between the two. So I think because of that, there's obviously Mega Charizard Y just slightly is behind Blaziken. So let's actually take a look at let's do a comparison between the two actually, so you can see where we're going with. So we're gonna look at them in terms of their fire movesets. So Blaziken has Fire Spin, Blast Burn. They both have Fire Spin, Blast Burn, by the way. Blaziken has an attack of 329, defense 168, 190 with a max CP of 4,704. Fire Spin Blast Burn has a DPS of 20.12. So that's pretty really solid as a mega. Although we are going to get a Mega in the future, that's actually going to be toppling both of them, obviously. And then we have, of course, Mega Charizard Y. And as you can see here, Mega Charizard Y, while it actually has slightly lesser attack than Blaziken, as an attack of 319, so slightly lower than Blaziken, defense of 212, so it actually is tankier than Blaziken, stamina of 186. Same moveset, Fire Spin, Blast Burn, DPS wise 19.68. So between these two starters, Blaziken definitely topples Charizard. Well, Charizard will always be OG in my book.
Hmm.
OG meaning that
Some people
it's
use
one of the iconic
Charizard
Pokemon.
with a dragon charge attack.
Yeah, yeah, you can
Dragon
do
Claw,
that. Yeah, you
right?
can do that. In fact, Charizard X is a decent option, of course.
No, but like the I saw in PvP people using Charizard and have like Shadow Claw. No, not Shadow Claw. Some claw, but the Dragon
You
Claw.
mean Dragon Breath?
No, I think it's Dragon Claw.
Oh, you're talking about like charge move wise.
Yeah, charge move. In PvP, I
Yeah,
mean.
they use Dragon Claw for coverage. Yeah, they use it for coverage. I'm pretty sure it's for the stab. It's not stab, but like to hit other dragons as well too.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there's Keldeo Resolute form. This Pokemon's actually
That's
another
so
cool option,
unfortunate
of
that you
course.
only can have one, right? It is so good, and you have to, well, rely on IVs. But I guess it happened with Machado. Machado is super good,
Yeah,
but if you don't get a good one, bye.
yeah. Well, technically, if you got the Masterwork research, you could technically get a second Keldeo, which I
Yeah,
still need to finish mine because I've been slacking.
yeah, me neither. I finished the berries like yesterday. Now I have to. I don't even know. I have to walk 100,000 kilometers or something. I have a lot to do still.
Really?
Well, let me
That's
see.
crazy.
I think I'm in the page 5. I have to do 300 excellent throws, earn 200 hearts with my buddy, and catch a Pokemon in 5 days in a row. But at least it's 5 days, not 30. But yeah,
Hmm.
I'm page 5. Imagine that.
I mean, you're doing better than I am. I'm only on page 3.
Oh my god, you have a long way to go.
I'm literally only on page 3 of the research.
Oh my god, Latios, hurry
That's why I
up.
was yeah. I'm way behind.
But
Ooh,
listen,
Big Green Dinosaurs in the chat.
how
Welcome.
was yours? Is it good? Your Caldeo? Caldeo?
My Keldeo,
Caldeo.
it's not the greatest, but I think because it is one of my candidates. I'm probably gonna do. I'm gonna definitely make. It's gonna be a candidate I'm gonna use for the next Go Battle Cap I get pending.
Ah, okay.
I don't know yet for sure, but it's definitely a contender on my list of Pokemon I might be using for sure. Oh, I think you're getting rated. I think you're getting rated by Poco Tips. Welcome in, guys.
What? What is this?
I
Can
think,
we do that
yeah,
here?
yeah, you're getting rated. You're getting rated by Poco
Oh,
Tips and his viewers.
hi
Welcome
guys.
in,
I
guys.
didn't
Welcome
know
in.
I heard that we could do that on Twitch, right?
Yeah, you can
Hi
do it on Twitch
Wolf.
and on
Hey
YouTube and
Rod.
on YouTube.
Hey Big Green Dinosaur. Hey Wolf. I already said Wolf. Okay, Big Green arrived like getting the the like goal. Welcome, people. So we're talking about a lot of stuff. So, Latios, explain a little bit what we're doing here. Oh yeah, Pogo
All
tips
good, all
yours
good.
too. Let me drop your. I have Latios here today, and he's giving us a lot of tips about best encounters for raids. So we talked about budget encounters, we talked about the top tiers encounters, we've been comparing DPS and stats of them, and now we're going through the A plus tier, right?
Yeah, we're
And
just looking at Pokemon that are just strong options, and I'm just going over budget options that are good, obviously, that are good for like in case you don't have like the top tier. There's some good budget options as well too. But welcome in, everybody. Welcome in.
yeah, welcome me. I never been rated before. I'm like, what should I do? Hello, I'm Karen, and I play Pokemon Go in New York City. Welcome to my channel. And yeah, I usually do IRL, but We started doing this last week, and my plan is to learn as much I can. Latios is what is the name you call like a man?
A short, well,
Short
I guess I
man.
could do a little introduction. I'll do a little introduction. It's your
Yeah.
boy Latios Ultima. I specialize, well, outside of, well, obviously I do a lot of different games outside of Pokemon Go, but in Pokemon Go, I specialize in short man rating, doing like solos, duos, fun showcases, stuff like that. Into fun little challenges and stuff like that. Which yeah, if you like to see some crazy challenges like short man rating, some duos, solos, etc. That's what I do video wise and shorts, of course.
Yeah, and now I'm trying to learn as well because my main goal with the game today it is rate. I love rating. I'm a handle collector, and yeah, I want to learn everything that I can, and I want to be able to do a duel with the goat. So that's we're doing here. Yeah.
I do have an idea for a fun duo we can do tomorrow against Sogaleo. Actually,
Oh my god.
I
With
have a fun little
me? Do
idea.
you think I'm ready? I'm nervous. Not gonna lie.
No worries, we got this. We got this.
Yeah, we have to talk
All right,
about.
but yes,
Okay,
mm,
lead the way
go ahead.
because we'll be doing this. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be next Sunday. I can, but yeah, the other Sunday also because it's gonna be the Go Tour. Maybe we can do um in
We
well
could probably do it after. We could always, if you need, if anything, we could just take a break this upcoming week if you need to, because I know you say you're going to be going to one of the events,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'm going to LA on Friday. I'm gonna be playing over there. Let me do just a little merchant in my channel. Not merchant, it's like schedule update. I'm gonna be live streaming the Mega Night. We already talked about the megas I should go for. I'm gonna be doing a live streaming on Sunday as well. I'm gonna be dropping all the informations tomorrow with the schedule and everything. But yeah, I'm gonna be attending Gold Tour in person event. I'm super hyped and excited, and I'm gonna be doing a couple of lives for the Road to Kalos as well. And also, I'm gonna be playing here in New York, the global event. It's gonna be insane. But maybe we can squeeze it in another live of this. But maybe we're gonna make this one recurrent on Sundays, if Latios agree, of course. But yeah, the plan is
Yeah,
to
we
keep
could.
it doing this so we all can learn together. So, Latios.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, you were talking about
How was your
the
guys' raid
places to
day
be.
at Green Dinosaur? Yeah, I know. I was just responding to a couple of the comments there.
Oh, okay, okay.
Dinosaur was asking how was your dad's raid day. It was good. I did a few meows. I actually quite did a bit more than I anticipated actually because I was just trying to grind more Stardust, and I think I did really well on that. Also got three shinies as well too, so can't complain.
Shiny. Are we gonna be using the Stardust I got this afternoon because I need to buy. I need to decide if I'm gonna be powering up. I got a 98% shiny Rayquaza yesterday that I'm planning to silver bottle cap. But the question is, I only have one meteorite. So should I use the meteorite in this one? Should I wait for the bottle cap? Should I still try the Shandle? Lash is gonna give me some advice as well. Last week we did the live and I powered up a lot of Pokemon. I spent more than 4 million in Stardust, but I created top tier team for my account. You can watch the replay and yeah, we're gonna finish this live doing this. Like, what should I do
Yeah.
with my Rayquaza? Do you still wanna go through anything, or do we still
Well,
have more time? Can we finish ten thirty,
we can
11?
keep
What do
going
you
to the list of
think?
anything. Yeah, we can go into the list if you want. I mean, these are just some Pokemon that they're top tier that you definitely take note of which ones are the top Pokemon for their respective typings. Obviously the S tier if you have the resources for them. I think these are really good candidates for for the top attackers, of course. A plus is just alternative or some other good Pokemon and for their respective typings. There's some here that are really good. Of course, I can't forget about Mega Dancey being one of those favorite one of those. really good. The current top rock type until at least we get Mega Galomora, which I think which will take over actually when we get there, of course. But there we go, Mega DNC, another great option. Which this one, funny story, guys. I think I told Karen this already, but this was my best mythical that I ever got because my DNC was a hundo.
Yay! I bottle kept mine, so I also have this handle. But yeah, everyone's like
Nice.
picking Chinese. I was like, no, I'm gonna do Diancie because I know it is a beast. But yeah, you got the handle
Yeah,
Diancie and I got the handle
mine
Marshadow.
is the
Congrats on that. It's a cool handle, natural handle.
yeah.
Yay.
Thank you. I was lucky with this one. I was happy I got this one, Honda, because this is I think one of the mythical that was actually pretty useful. And right now mine, I was walking it a lot and I got it to level 45. It's level 45 currently right now with some I have a good amount of energy. And mine was definitely pretty solid for sure. I'm really happy with how mine came out. I mean, we're gonna be able to get another one, and a shiny one too. It'll be great. Oh my god! Imagine if I get a
Yeah.
Shundo, I will lose my
Imagine
mind.
that. I'm not gonna yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get another handle mythical, but I would love to. That would be
I mean, if your
insane.
shiny could be 15 attack, that's good enough, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, do you want to talk about this? Because I didn't know that like rage stats is completely different from PvP stats. So why the HP doesn't matter? It doesn't matter in raids.
Good question. In some the HP doesn't matter for raids because now it's likely dependent on which Pokemon it affects, obviously, but sometimes HP doesn't matter because it's only like it's only like a little small point. That's really it, really.
Okay.
Um, like it's really a bit it's really minimum of how much it affects the Pokemon. The only reason why it would matter is because maybe it might lose out on living like one extra fast move or one extra charge move, like for example, or it because of the lesser HP, it can't live one. It loses. It basically go. It could live one less hit basically. Is what I'm saying. But it's very minuscule. It depends on the situation. It depends on like what the raid boss is, where how much damage it does to your Pokemon, and basically that's why the HP it can and it cannot. It doesn't really matter, but sometimes it can matter depending on the situation. But the ones that you definitely want for rating 100% is 15 attack
Okay.
because the attack is what affects all the damage you do because it actually has a strong impact on your damage in raids pretty much overall. The 15 attack. And I should know most of my shadows are prioritized in the attack power rather than trying to get like a 90ish because shadows are in general are just a good example of you can't it's not easy to get a real like a 90ish IV on shadows. So that's why I prioritize attack on my shadows. So yeah, what Pogo Tip just said in the chat. Raids are about attacking unless you are trying to low mana raid, you need higher attack. Yeah, exactly. You want the highest attack possible so you can have the maximum damage output overall. So that's why when it comes to Pokemon, you always want the attack. That's the main thing you always 100% want for a rating, particularly because attack definitely really helps, especially when it comes to doing short man rating. You know, having an attack is definitely something that's pretty really key to have, honestly. But yeah, let's continue this list a little bit. Oh, we're already at the end of the list. Okay. Ooh, okay. So Shadow
Oh,
Latios
look
is
at
actually
I
A
do
plus
have
tier.
this one.
Interesting. Hmm.
We were talking about this little guy last week, right? Because I have the shadow one that could be a purifiable handle, but I also have the functional handle. So,
Yeah.
should I purify or no?
Wow, Shadow Latios with Dragon Breath Aura Sphere has his top DPS. That's
Oh my god! Let
insane.
me see. Let
For
me check
neutral wise,
mine.
of course, but dang.
I'm changing my move
And
right now.
I mean, granted, it's not stab. It's not stab. That's the thing. But Aura Sphere, they ever since they gave Latios Aura Sphere, it's been popping up as a good counter against Pokemon that are weak to fighting. Like for example, Dialga. Dialga actually is weak to fighting, so you could even throw Latios as a counter against Dialga and it'll still do well. Like that's insane. And the only move really Dialga has that Latios has to watch out for is Draco Meteor. But if you dodge, you could just it's not even that much of an issue. That's insane. And it's not even an Orisphere is not even stabbed. Like that's impressive. I'm gonna be real. That's impressive.
I just got mine,
Like this,
Dragon
I'm just
Breath
looking
and
at this
Aura
through.
Sphere.
Yeah. No, well, yeah. That's just what I'm looking at right now for Latios, Shadow Latios. That's insane. Like this is actually good for me too because I never really looked at all these the top tier. I mean, I was curious about the movesets and such, but I didn't think Latios with Aura Sphere will be really good damage overall, even though it's not stab. That's insane. I have a Shadow Hundo Latios. You are one lucky boy, my guy. That's
What?
insane. Congrats on
You're
the
gonna
Hundo.
kill Latios. You're
He
gonna
has a
give
Shadow Hundo
Latios a
Latios.
heart
I
attack.
cry.
He's
I
having
did
a heart
so many
attack.
Shadow Latios raids. I didn't even get a single. I only got like one with 15. I only got like some with 15 attack. That's all I was able to get. I was sad. I think my best Shadow Latios. I'll tell you right now, actually, because I'm still on my Pokemon Go account. I'm just looking through my Pokemon.
Yeah, I
My best.
let me
Mhm.
see Latios. No, I think I'm pretty sure that I have Latios with the 15 attack. Let me check. Shadow.
The best one I have. I kid you not, guys.
Ooh, I do.
15, 15, 9, 15. That's the best Shadow Latios I have. 15, 9, 15.
Oh my god. Yeah, I have a
15, 9,
couple.
15 on the Shadow Latios. That was the best one I got, actually. Also, thank you, Ozzy? Oz? I'm so sorry if I butchered your name.
Oh, Ons. Or you can call
Oh,
him Keith.
Ons. Okay.
Yeah, or sorry Keith.
Okay.
Keith. I
That's
taught your
insane.
name. But yeah.
Yeah, my best
Thank
one
you
was
so
literally
much.
15, 9, 15. Sorry.
No, I was saying thank you to Keith and thank everybody for being here. It's amazing. I appreciate you all.
the
And if you like the stream, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Latios, of course, and drop the like and yeah, like goal 25. Okay, Latios, keep going.
the But yeah, my best Shadow Latios I have is literally just 15, 15, 15, 9, 15. That's my best shadow.
Yeah, I got a couple good ones. Let me show you. Let me get
I
my
think my best I
my.
think my best shadow that I have still at the top of my list for sure is a 98% Shadow Mewtwo, 15, 15, 14. That's my
Let
best
me show
shadow
you
that I have.
guys mine. I have this one here. Can you see my the streaming?
Um I could likely see it on the on your screen, yeah, I think. If I let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you should be able to see it.
So this is gonna be a purifiable handle, but yeah, it has 14 attack. I have this one that I was about to transfer.
Ooh, okay, okay.
What do you think?
Well, do you have one with 15 attack at least?
Can you not see the streaming?
No, oh, I see the one that is 14. Oh yeah, you do have one actually. Okay.
Okay, I think okay.
Well, I mean, if you already have one that is 15 attack, I don't see any reason not to purify the other one to make it a hundo.
Oh, okay. Because
If you
I
have
have two
if you need the hundo, of
actually.
course.
These two here.
What happened?
Did you
Wait,
say?
can you wait, you hear me?
Yes. What about you?
Okay. Oh, and Stephanie Amor just subscribed. Hey, on the chat.
Hey, thank you, Stephanie. Welcome to the fam. But yeah, I have these two here, so it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, if you have those, then hey, if you want to get the Hundo Latios, say go for it. You know.
Yeah, because I do have a functional handle, but a handle is a handle. But yeah, let's
Yeah,
focus in
definitely.
the attackers. Let me get
In fact,
the
let's here's Mega Latios if you case you're curious. Dragon Breath Aura Sphere, DPS, neutral damage wise, 19, 15.34. That's insane. And it's not even stab or sphere. I guess Aura Sphere is that good of a move, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I just got mine
I
with
know.
Aura Sphere, so
Yeah, that's insane. All right, but yeah, these are just some of the other Pokemon that I reckon that are good top tier. But these are just some Pokemon that I reckon I think are some good choices for other Pokemon. Excuse me. But yeah, now we're on to A tier, which these are Pokemon that are still very solid. Solid Pokemon in their respective typings, of course. Welcome back, Green
yeah,
Dinosaur, by the
welcome
way.
back. I'm saying yay in
So
chat.
other cool options here. Other cool options we have here. We have Landorus in his Therian form with Much Shot and Sandsear Storm. This is another cool Pokemon that we haven't seen in raids in a while, honestly. At least I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, I saw last year.
But
They all came. I got a good one.
yeah, this is another unique ground type attack. Not like top tier because there are obviously better ones, but this is another cool one that I like, honestly.
Lashes, I have a
Of course, it
question.
requires Sandsear Storm, of course. Hmm.
Okay, I have a question. So next week we're gonna have a lot of
What's up?
good Pokemons coming. So what's your recommendation? Just an addendum, since we have a lot of people here. Maybe we should give them like next year is the road to Kalos. So what should I go
Ooh,
for?
good question. Very good question, honestly. So what we know that is coming is we have, well, for Monday, sorry, we have the three birds, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres.
Yeah,
All three of those are not really top tier. I'd say Moltres if you want candy, because Shadow Moltres is A plus tier, which this is one of my personal favorites, and I personally myself have a full team of Shadow Moltres.
of course.
Yes, I have a full team of Shadow Moltres. Like it's the Team Bird, of course, in the Shadow form, of course.
Yeah, I never got the
Funny
chance
story.
to read this, but I would love to.
Yeah, Shadow Moltres, even though it's not really a top tier fire, it still has a special place in my heart because when Genesect first came into the game as a raid boss, I wasn't the first one to do this, but I was one of the first few to actually get to solo Genesect. I was one of the very first few to solo Genesect, and I kid you not, in that solo I got a shiny. It was
Nice.
This was my team back in the day. This was my team though. It was two Shadow Moltres, Shadow Entei, Shadow Charizard with Blast Burn. Yes, I made one of those too because I was crazy back then. I made one of those because it was one of my favorite. Charizard was one of my cool. It looked really cool as a shadow, and I still have it to this very day. Shadow Charizard with Fire Spin and Blast Burn. I have one. Yes, I do have one of those. In case you guys are curious, I haven't used it in a while, but I still have it. And then I finished off with two level 40 Reshirems. This was before the highest level was level 40. Before the level cap was increased to 50 for Pokemon to power up. And yeah, that was my team to solo Genesect, and I got a shiny from that raid too. And yeah, and
Nice.
that it was a special place in my heart because of Shadow Moltres, honestly. Um, and I got showcased in a YouTuber's channel back in the day too, actually, which was really cool. So shout out to him, of course.
Yeah, GG's.
But yeah, Shadow Moltres was always has a special place in my heart. Even though it's not top tier anymore, it still has a special place in my heart, of course, because I've always been a fan of it. But anyways, let's get back on topic here. But yeah, Moltres for candy if you have Shadow Moltres. Otherwise, I wouldn't really recommend day one particularly because there are obviously way better choices for the upcoming days for sure. And then, I mean, hey, if you want the backgrounds look
Yeah.
kind of sick. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, we were talking
Your
about
backgrounds look sick.
raid
Hmm.
encounters, but of course, we all go for the backgrounds. But yeah.
I mean, hey, basically long, but basically, if you're looking for counters against them, wait, are we talking about which Pokemon to focus on or counters?
Yeah, the best encounters we should focus on for raids. Since it's a raid team vibe, like the strongest
Oh, okay.
one next week.
So could level 40 Mega Charizard X solo Genesect? I believe it can, but you'll need sunny weather to do that, I think. I'm pretty sure. But as far as which Pokemon to focus on for that week coming up, let's go over that actually. So I would say the best ones to focus on during that week for sure, 100%. Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon are definitely some main focuses you want to focus on because, as I mentioned before earlier, Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre are the top best Pokemon in their respective typings. Primal Kyogre being top water, and Primal Groudon being the top ground type attacker in the game. So if you're looking for top tier of water and ground, you definitely want Primal Kyogre and Primal Ground, which will be available for Wednesday of that week.
And with
So yeah,
energy
during the
as
whole
well.
yeah.
It's gonna give us
Poketip
energy.
says you need to catch 186 different raid Pokemon during the Road to Kalos story for one of each. Yeah, that's a lot of Pokemon. That is a lot.
I know. The
Yes.
Pikachu's and oh my god. Let's
Yeah,
not talk
that's a
about
lot of
this.
work to do. Oh my
Yeah, let's
goodness.
not talk about this. I have the go tour first.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, so but yeah, definitely Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre, obviously for sure. Definitely those are the top tier in their respective typings. So, and then Thursday we have Sinnoh. So, on Sinnoh, we do have the Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia. Both of those are really useful. While they're not top tier dragons, they are really useful in terms of their use in for their adventure effects. Basically, you definitely want their adventure effects majorly for sure because they're very useful. Origin Form Dialga's roar time basically pauses the timers on, like, for example, Incense, Star Piece, Lucky Egg, etc., etc. And then Palkia expands the radius, so you're able to see more Pokemon from further away with Palkia's spatial run. The only thing I don't like, and this is something that I'm always not a fan of, is that these are moves that have a chance, quote, chance that you get. So you're not
Yeah.
guaranteed to get the move when you catch the Pokemon from raids. Now, granted, and also you only get the moves on the origin forms. The regular forms you don't get the move. Obviously, you only want to focus on the origin forms. So if you want the origin form, you want the moves, particularly for Dialga and Palkia, you definitely want to wait for the origin forms, and then obviously you have a chance to get Dialga with Roar Time, and then Palkia with Spatial Rend. Obviously, you want the origin forms.
Yeah, in Master League as well. Yeah, I see a lot
Hmm.
of Palkias in Master League. And even Dialga, the origin form.
Yes, Origin Palkia is fantastic for Master League. Yes, that is true. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right. I actually have a hundo of that myself
BG
too.
said that
So,
in chat as well.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking for the Hundo. I got a 98. Well, I'll take the Hundo.
yeah,
You
yeah. I
mentioned
think between the two
Shadow
of
Lugia
those, if
as
there's
well,
anything,
right?
say that again. I'm sorry.
You mentioned sorry, you mentioned Shadow Lugia as well.
Yeah. Those Shadow Lugia and Ho-Oh are available on Tuesday, but they're not really top tier attackers. Although they do list here that Shadow Ho-Oh. Oh no, but this is the Apex Shadow Ho-Oh actually. Um, but that's a Pokemon that even I don't have actually, which I'm sad. I wish they bring this
Very
back.
sad.
Niantic, if you're watching, please bring this back. I need Apex Shadow Ho-Oh, man.
And I need to purify one because the
I
background is
need
just the best background ever.
Yes, the backgrounds for these are looking really sick. So I'm probably gonna
Yeah.
be these are probably the ones I'm gonna be personally rating because I want XL candies for um Shadow Lugia eventually when I get that in the future. And well, I have my Apex Ho at level 50 already. It's not the greatest one. I mean, I got it from one of my friends, so huge shout out to him for that. But yeah, Groudon and Kyogre will definitely have their moves, but Dialga Palkia will have a chance to know their moves. Yeah, exactly. I don't like the fact that it's only a chance, quote chance.
They always do
So,
that.
and then same with Kieran for sure. Welcome in, Rosalina. Welcome in.
Ah, hi
Welcome in. Welcome
Rosalina,
in.
hello. See more lives for you. She's always like, when is the next live? I told you weekends. Weekends is live day. Welcome.
Yeah. And then, but yeah, like if you want candy if you have the Apex version, then definitely I would rate them for sure. Um, Oh, Sir Mel asks, how does being a shadow changes stats? Good question. In fact, I'm going to answer that for you real quick. So the shadows actually they still retain the same stats. The only difference is that the shadow Pokemon are able to do 20% more damage, meaning that they are stronger than their normal forms. The only difference is that they take 20% more damage. So basically, you do more damage at the cost of taking 20% more damage. Now, in the right situations, though, that 20% extra damage you take might not doesn't even matter, especially if it's in the right situations. That extra 20% damage you take doesn't even matter, especially if it's a Pokemon that, let's say, okay, for example, I have my Charizard, Shadow Charizard going up against a grass type. Normally, my Shadow Charizard would be very glassy, but if it takes a grass move, it could definitely take a few hits. So, if that makes any sense, of course.
Yeah, I was about to ask you
but
that. Oh, sorry.
mhm.
Finish your thought, and I'll ask.
Oh no, I was saying that basically, the Shadow Pokemon taking 20% more damage won't doesn't really matter. It depending on the situation, it doesn't even matter. But the fact that they do 20% more damage is always it's definitely a beneficial deal for them for sure. It definitely helps. But yeah,
Oh
go ahead,
yeah,
Karen. You
that
were gonna
brings
ask?
to my question. Why some Pokemons, even the strongest one, when they go to raids, they got like knocked out really fast? It's because of the other
Ooh.
encounters that it's not good, and then he took the hit. Because sometimes like I bring
Well,
like Rayquaza, and then bam, dead. Like what? You know what I mean?
it could also very well it may be depending on what move that the Ray boss has. That
Oh,
definitely would impact how much damage they take pretty much.
okay. So and then it's gonna be the type.
If that makes any sense, of
The
course.
type of the move. It's like super, and then you have to get the chart to see, oh, it's resisting or not. It's double, like weak, double strong, this kind of stuff. These variables. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on whether or not the Pokemon's able to resist the hits. That basically determines if they're able to last pretty much.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
actually, they did. You got some good numbers on the chat here. May want to pay attention. That's a good point brought up by Poketips. He
Yeah.
said the defense of Shadow Pokemon is multiplied by 0.833, so 16.7. Oh, okay. So they take 60% more damage. I thought it was 20, but I guess they updated it. Or maybe I just don't remember the number that well, but it's been a minute for sure. But anyways, going back to the Royal Callus talk here. So yeah, definitely want Palkia for sure. If you're like into PvP, you definitely want a good, or you want to at least get it Origin Palkia because it's really good in Master League, as mentioned earlier, of course. Dialga not so much, but it could still be a fun pick for sure. All right, and then on Friday we do have the Unova, which features both of the Curums, which definitely are worth rating for sure because especially White Curum. White Curum, of course, here is the number one ice type attacker in the game with a special move Ice Burn. Now, granted, in order to get Ice Burn onto White Curum, you have to be sure you fuse a Curum that has Glaciate. So always check the Curum to make sure they have Glaciate before you fuse them, so that way you can get their moves, they get the moves respectively. So both of the Curums are absolutely worth rating. The only thing is that you got to do at least 10 raids max in order to get the minimum of 10 raids in order to get one to be able to make the fusion for one basically, which is crazy. You have to do a maximum of 10 raids. And yes, but as Green Dinosaur says, Curum unfortunately falls in the same category as the Origin Dialga Palkia. They have a chance to unfortunately learn Glaciate, which I don't understand. Why does it have to be a chance? Why can't we get it?
Imagine if you get the
Why do
hunger
we?
without
Why is it?
glaciate. No way. And you cannot
What
use
happened?
like the elite TM to change it, right?
Actually, you can.
Oh.
The difference between that is at least you can actually use an elite charge team to get Glaciate on Curum. So if you have a really good one but doesn't have to move, don't worry. You can use an elite charge team, and you can put Glacier on it. You can't do it though for Dialga and Palkia. That's the only downside. But for Kyurem, you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Funny enough, my third Hundo Kyurem I got didn't come with Glacier, so I used my elite charge team and gave it Glacier, and I made it into another Kyurem White. So now I have two Hundo Kyurem Whites and a black Kyurem Hundo. I have three, ironically.
What a bad
So that's
luck.
why it's like I know I don't have to rate. What?
What a bad luck. Well, I have two 98s
At
and a couple 96. Not bad.
least you got some good ones. At least that's the good thing.
Yeah, at least it's higher
Yeah,
stats.
yeah. I mean, and of course they also have adventure effects too, which White Curum does increase the catch rate by 50%, also reducing the circle to make it easier to net you great and excellent throws. While Black Curum increases the catch rate by 25%, but freezes the Pokemon in place so that way you don't have to worry about them jumping or anything like that. They just stay in place, pretty much.
It's
So
perfect.
yeah, their adventure effects are pretty useful to make it easier to catch Pokemon, pretty much.
Yeah, it's really good. Especially like when was like yesterday I had to use the whole time because Enamoros was just not standing still.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I used
those
the
those
ice
were
bird.
definitely a butt to do for sure.
Yeah, I actually yesterday I did the free and they are very powerful ones, right?
The Curums, yes, they
Yeah,
absolutely
the
are.
free shock and the
In
ice
fact,
bird.
we oh yeah, White Curum, by ironically itself, is the top ice attacker again going against Pokemon that are weak to ice. So, like for example, if Rayquaza was a Ray Boss right now, or Landorus, anything that's four times weak to ice, White Curum will absolutely be top counter against it because of the fact that it hits it for four times super effective damage. Versus if it's a Dragon type, if the Ray Boss happens to be a Pokemon that's weak to Dragon and Ice, then Kyurem Black is probably what you're gonna want. Because check this out, Kyurem Black with Dragon Tail and Freeze Shock has a much higher DPS overall than White Kyurem, because you can see here Dragon Tail Freeze Shock has a DPS of 21.16, while White Kyurem with Dragon Breath Iceburn only has 19.28. But that doesn't mean that these Pokemon are bad. In fact, obviously, Kyurem White with Ice Fang, Ice Burn is the top ice attacker in the game, obviously. So definitely for sure, definitely top tier Pokemon on both there for sure. I wonder what they will have for Pokemon Day. We'll see. We'll see. I'm very keen to see. In fact, I'm gonna be doing a reaction stream on that day, so stay tuned for
Please.
that.
So let's drop Latios again here. So you guys
Mega
can.
Garchomp. Yeah, Mega Garchomp is a great budget option. If you don't have Mega Rayquaza or Primogratum, Mega Garchomp is a fantastic option. We had went over Mega Garchomp earlier, but it's definitely really good. Still a good budget option if you don't have the latter.
Yeah.
I use White Kyurem's Adventure Effect with auto catching. It says makes it much easier to catch it, including with connected accessory devices. Black Kyurem does not have much. That is true. White Kyurem's Adventure Effect is way better if you're using cat
Auto catcher.
with the connect with the auto catching. It definitely helps for sure. But if I'm fast catching, if it's a Pokemon that has a really like green circle, I usually use Black Kyurem to catch it. But yeah, I definitely understand the value of White Curum's Ice Burn effect. It's really good because it ups the catch rate by 50%, which is really good. So White Curum's Adventure effect is 24% more likely to auto catch over Black. That is also true. Yeah, for sure. I get I feel kind of bad. I gotta get me a auto catcher myself. I lost mine. I had this auto catcher that looks like an incubator, but I gotta find it because I used to had it. It's really cool, but I have to find it again, honestly.
Yeah,
See, I haven't seen it for a while, honestly, but I know I still have it,
I
honestly.
don't go out without my auto catcher. It's just like I'm missing a part of my body. You know, my auto catcher. No. Another day, the battery
I
died. I
know.
was like, no way. It was community day. And I was like, no. It helps a lot.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
It was the best investment I did in the game.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Especially be able to catch a whole, able to help you catch a whole lot of Pokemon. It's really, it
Yeah.
definitely, it really helps for sure. Especially White Kyurem's Adventure Effect really helps to auto catch with the auto catching, honestly. So yeah, I definitely understand that for sure.
But I usually use the black Kira, but I'm gonna try Iceberg. No, Free Shock on Saturday.
That's Black Kyurem's Adventure Effect.
Yeah, the white one, right? Free Shock. I
hmm
usually go for
Yeah, Black Kyurem
Iceberg,
has free shock.
but
hmm
I'm gonna go with Free Shock on Saturday to see. Definitely.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
free shock is Black Kyurem, Iceburn is White Kyurem, pretty much.
Okay.
But yeah, in terms of which ones to go to prioritize over others, I 100% recommend definitely both of the Curums, both of the Primals. Those are the and if you and the origin form of Dialga and Palkia for their adventure effects. But in terms of top attackers for their respective typings, if you're looking for the top tier attackers, definitely both of the Curums and then both of the Primals. Number one attackers in their respective typings, of course. Um, and obviously, Dialga Palkia Origins are not the top attackers, but they're really useful for their adventure effects, pretty much,
And
in
Master
particular.
League. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Master League is also good. I've been playing Master League for a while. It's nice.
Yes, yeah, Master League too. I only mostly, I think that's what I usually do myself, honestly. I only just do Master League. I really don't play the other leagues, honestly. That's just me
Yeah.
personally.
I gotta have a team for Ultra League that works sometimes. So when I have Ultra League, I do as well. But Master League, I've been playing a lot. Especially because I'm gonna get my Libre this week.
Hmm.
Okay, let me see. Maybe we should do a couple more questions and then how are you feeling? Do you wanna end right now? Do you wanna keep doing for 10 more minutes? What do you know? What do you think? Okay, I have one
Well,
question
I
for
do.
you.
Go ahead.
What's your personal rating style? Like,
Rating style, huh? Interesting. Like now, when it comes to rating style, are you referring to like how do I rate, or when it comes to challenges in particular?
yeah, the challenge that makes you. I know it's the hardest possible, but like, do you like to do with the weather boosted or with megas or mirroring? What's your favorite? The mega that you mirror it, it was amazing. I love it. That you got the shadow. Oh my god, I got the Shando. The
You're
shadow
good. You're
that's
good.
available right now.
Um, that's a
Regigigas,
good question,
damn.
honestly.
The duo with Regigigas.
Like,
Regigigas against Regigigas. It was nice.
oh yeah, that was fun, honestly. The Shadow Regigigas, yeah. Oh man, yeah, I like to try to do unique challenges. Of course, I try to aim for as with very little buffs as possible. But I love doing showcases and showcases when it comes to fun challenges as well too. Though I like to mostly I like to do challenges with as very little buffs as possible, like lack of weather, maybe no weather boost and stuff like that, stuff like that. I like to do hardcore type of challenges, but
Okay.
I also love doing fun showcases of a Pokemon. Like for example, here Shadow Regigigas here, as mentioned before earlier. I did do a shot. Me and another me and Kev, we did do a duo against Shadow Regigigas using Shadow Regigigas itself, the straight up power mirror, and that was a lot of fun, honestly.
It
It was
was
just to
nice.
showcase what Shadow Regigigas can do. And check this out here. Shadow Regigigas here. I have this stuff as stats actually pulled up here. It maxes out at almost 5,000 CP, 4,913, attack of 287, defense of 210, and stamina of 221. Now, it's no shock that Regigigas as a Pokemon itself doesn't get stabbed. It doesn't hit anything for super effective damage with normal type attacks. But with ever since it got access to its signature move Crush Grip, it upped its damage significantly. Like check this out. So before it used to it used to before it got Crush Grip, its best moveset overall it had was Zen Headbutt and Giga Impact, which only offered DPS total of 18.52. And this goes back to what I was saying before about cooldown. It has the same long cooldown as Deoxys's Psycho Boost, being 4.0. In fact, let's take a look at that before just to be sure I'm correct on that. Duration actually is 6 turns. Actually, it's actually a little bit longer. Check out this animation right here. The duration of the animation, basically, you're stuck in the animation 4.5 seconds. So you're stuck in there for for a good while. The only difference is that Regigigas is tankier, so it can definitely take more hits. But the cooldown of and the Giga Impact was so long, like it's hard to make it to really make it work. Honestly, it's really difficult to make it work. Now, if we take a look at Crush Grip, though, now this is a good lesson here to learn here. Let's pull up Crush Grip's stats overall. We can see the difference here. So, Crush Grip, this is, first of all, Giga Impact, just remember, the animation duration is 4.5 seconds, which means it takes longer for it to go off. Now, check out Regigigas' Crush Grip. Slightly more power, 210, but check out the duration. Only 2.0.
Less than half.
2.0
Yeah.
means it's able to get off. It takes way less time to get off, which means it's able to do way more with Crush Grip than it can with Giga Impact. Like, look at this. And the damage window, let's take a look at this here. 0.8 to 2.2. Although the animation itself takes 4.5 seconds, this is the damage window which the move you get the move off. But Giga Impact takes a long time.
Yeah.
Versus if we go for Crush Grip, its damage window is 0.7 to 1.7, which means it's not only is it way faster, it's so much more faster than Giga Impact, but you're able to just get you, but it offers more damage overall. So just these little things alone is why Crush Grip on makes Regigigas the absolute beast that it absolutely is. Like it's definitely hard slept on, in my opinion, personally. Now, some of you may be surprised when I say this. I have 4 Shadow Regigigas because I'm not insane.
About it.
It's but I really do think Regigigas Shadow Regigigas is pretty solid. Now, granted, it's also solid because depending on which hidden power you get is where it absolutely shines. Now, I think the best hidden power you can get for Regigigas, personally, myself, this is just my opinion, of course, but I think the best hidden power I think for this Pokemon you want is Rock. Now, the reason why is because Rock and normal types has actually one thing in common. Do you know what that common thing is, Karen?
No.
Both rock and normal types are actually boosted by one weather only. They're
That
both
is.
boosted by that one weather. Say again.
I don't know. I need to study that. Sunny? I
They're
don't know.
boost. Yeah,
Sunny?
there, there's only one weather boost. One weather that these two typings have a share. They share a common goal with.
I don't know.
Partly cloudy.
Which one?
Partly cloudy.
Oh, Party Cloudy.
Yes, because partly cloudy boosts the
Mm.
damage of both rock and normal type damage.
Oh, nice.
So having those two together means that Shadow Regigigas can actually do some crazy. In fact, let me pull up another sim. We're gonna take a look at take note of which Pokemon is good for which counters. So let's take a look at Moltres here. This is also how I take a look at which Pokemon are good against others, obviously. So this is a great site, which I recommend as well too. Pokebattler.com. And just type in the Pokemon. And this is how I can tell which Pokemon is good against what particular Pokemon here. So we're gonna go ahead and we can go for Mega Pokemon, Legendary Shadow, and then Party Power, obviously. And then let's go to Partly Cloudy. And you can see here, we're gonna go down here. We're gonna go down. Actually, we're gonna remove Mega for now because the only Mega is really there's Danes, but we're gonna move it for now just so we can get an idea. And we're gonna scroll down here. We're gonna put a move set because why not? let's put, for example, Wing Attack Heat Wave, and let's see. Actually, no, no. Let's not do that. Let's make it a little more fair. Let's go Wing Attack Ancient Power, and let's take a look and see where Regigigas lands. So right now we don't see it. Obviously, we have. Obviously, it's definitely better options here. Rampart, Shadow Rampardos, Rhyperior. But if we scroll down here a little bit down here, you see that Shadow Regigigas, here you go, with Hidden Power and Rock and Crush Grip, it's actually outperforming some other Pokemon. Now, obviously, it does face some competition against some other stuff here. It does face some competition, but the cool thing about this is that Shadow Regigigas does outpace. There are some Pokemon here that it does outpace. It actually comes in number 16, but it's actually for a Pokemon that's not able to hit super effective damage on Moltres. That's pretty dang impressive, in my opinion. Anyways,
Yeah.
it outperforms other rock Pokemon, such as, let's say, for example, normal Gigalith, which has Meteor Beam, which is Community move. You have Tyranitar with Smackdown Stone Edge, not the Shadow, obviously, but now obviously I know everybody's gonna say, it definitely has a lot more competition, but like the fact that it's a normal type that doesn't even get stabbed from rock, yet it's still able to do pretty. It's still solid as a counter, even though it's number 16. I know it has a lot more competition from other Pokemon, but the difference is that it has slightly lesser feints than Aerodactyl. Well, because it's ancient power, but it's got lesser feints than some of the top Pokemon here. Like it has lesser feints than Rampardos, which is actually pretty impressive. Even though Shadow Rampardos is number one 100% because of its damage, because of its moveset in particular, it has lesser feints than that, which is pretty dang impressive. So
Yeah.
Shadow Regigigas, in my opinion, definitely is a sleeper. Now, do I recommend it being a top attacker? No, absolutely not. It's definitely not top tier attacker whatsoever. So just because I love it, it's not a top tier attacker, obviously. I just like it because it's a fun one to mess around with. I just use it for fun, really.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
Well, how do
Big
you
Green
come
Dinosaur
up?
said, hmm?
Okay, how do
Go ahead.
you know you can beat the boss with one or two people?
That's going to be replacing Dialga Palkia. So,
Finally.
how do I know if it could be beat? That, well, it's all about the time to win. With the Pokemon that it recommends here. So obviously this is with weather and undetermined, no friendship bonus because friendship bonus kind of also plays a big part of it. No weather bonus, obviously megas, legendaries, shadows, and then the also the counters also definitely change depending on the power. If you're using the party power, and the times definitely change significantly. So if we scroll down here, you can see the time to win. All Pokemon have different like time to wins in terms of which ones do better than which others in particular. So
Mm, okay.
yeah.
That's a good
So as
information.
long yeah. So basically, think of this as a way you can tell if a Pokemon can take on a Brave Boss. So if it actually goes up to like 600-ish seconds, that means that anything around 600 means that it's going to be very close as a duo. Granted, this is of course with no friendship bonus and all that stuff. So obviously, if you put that friendship bonus, you're going to see that the time does change up a little bit. So right now, take a look at these at the top six right now, just to see just so you can get an idea of the top six counters right here. Now, if I was to put, let's say, up to best friends, right? Because most of us are best friends in the movie. Do you see the difference? You see now the difference in the time to win right now, right?
Yeah.
Which means with friendship means that now they have the time to win has been reduced significantly because you have a friendship bonus.
Okay.
Friendship, and this tallies up mostly friendship bonus. It doesn't include weather. Now, if it was to include weather, though, the weather also impacts how much damage a Pokemon's moveset does. Let's say, for example, right? We put sunny weather. Sunny weather gives a 20% bonus to grass, ground, and fire attacks. So obviously, ground and fire is big here because Sogaleo is weak to those typings in particular. So if you take a look here, and now you see that the time to win has changed significantly, as well as the counters also changed significantly. So
Mm.
so you can see the difference here. So weather and friendship bonus all have impacts what Pokemon or which top attackers are actually better in some situations, of course. So you can definitely see that now because of the sunny weather. a lot more fire and ground type Pokemon are being recommended here because of the fact that they are doing more damage. And not to mention, because Solgaleo does actually get Solar Beam as one of his charge moves, fire Pokemon are really good here against Solar Beam. So you have Charizard, you have Blaziken, like I mentioned before. Top attackers right here. Shadow Heatran, which I know you have a hundo. Congrats on that one, by the way. You have Shadow
Thank
Heatran.
you.
You have Primogroudon. Yeah, Primogroudon is neutral, but it can still do well. Reshiram quad resist Solar Beam. You have Mega Charizard X that quad resists. Garchomp is super effective. Shadow Ho-Oh. Granted, this is Apex Ho-Oh, but you get the idea.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can touch an apex. Well, Latios has one, but
Yeah,
Shadow. Who
yeah.
has a
And then
Shadow apex in chat? Does anyone has it? I'm curious.
I'm pretty sure there's definitely some peeps that still have
Probably
it. I wish
Terminal
I had
has
it
it.
honestly.
Terminal, do you have a Shadow apex? I'd love to see that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that one
usually
looks
use
sick, honestly.
Pokegenie to check the PvP stats, but I have no idea what I'm doing. So I saved a lot of
Actually,
PvPs one, but I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with them.
for PvP, there's another website that you use for PvP, and that's PvPoke actually. So
I do not.
Pokegenie check,
I
yeah,
don't
that's
use
true.
it.
That is also true. You can use Pokegenie for that. But this is really good. This is a really good area that I use to check the time the wins as well as the feints as well too to make it more easy to determine if a Pokemon's going to be able to do really well. So time to win definitely is a big key thing, at least when it comes to these raid bosses in particular.
What is the time of the win
Now if I was
again?
to, I'm sorry, go ahead.
The time of the win you said like you said second. I heard 600 second, but I think I heard wrong.
Yeah, basically, if you get to runs around 600 seconds, is when it gets really tight. Basically,
Ah,
the
okay.
anything around 600 seconds means that it can still be done, but it requires like a higher level, and maybe you might need like a blade at that particular point. But that's just an estimate, pretty much.
Okay, but how can I know? Like you, Groundon has 300 seconds, so I should pair with another one, or I should get
Well,
another
basically,
person.
these are bonuses that these are buffs, bonuses that you get when you're with a friend that gives you a primal boost. Basically, that it becomes this time to win. So basically, if you're rating with like a best friend, let's say for example, right? We're best friends, right? So we would have, if we were to both use Primagradon and in the weather with this particular setup, this will be the time to win. So basically, Primagradon easily duos Solgaleo and Sunny, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Versus if we were to do it without no weather boost at all, you will see that the time to win has gone down a little bit, but it's still possible because of how good Primagradon is, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's
so
gonna be like
basically this site is
300
so good.
seconds each person.
Yeah, basically
Oh.
if you have the best friend bonus, then basically the time to wins is much lesser. But if you have no bonus, let's say for example you have a new friend, you get no rate bonus to attack basically. So which means the time
Oh
to win
yeah,
actually
increase a
goes
lot.
up to 466. You can see the difference right there.
Okay. So
Yeah,
yeah.
so the higher the friendship, the more damage you'll be able to do with the friendship bonus, basically in raids, pretty much. And if I'm not mistaken, this also applies to max battles too. I'm pretty sure someone can let me know in the chat that I'm correct on that. But friendship bonus also applies to, I believe it applies to max battles.
I
Correct me
think
if
it.
I'm wrong.
I think it
But
doesn't.
yeah, but just in case, I
No.
just want to be sure I have that
Yeah,
accurate
let's
and
see if
such.
someone knows better, but I heard that it doesn't.
Okay, I was just curious on that. Of course, I would do PvP more that had better rewards. I agree. I 100% agree to that. I only
Yeah.
PvP during the Go Battle weekend, honestly, to get those to get that elite charge TM. Pretty much. That's all. That's pretty much the only time I PvP.
Okay. Do you
Big
not
Green says I think
show?
it does.
Do you have a
Hmm.
what? No. Do you have an idea what you're gonna talk? Maybe you show. We can show us one raid. You doing something.
Oh, you mean what I have planned? What we have planned, honestly,
No,
for it.
something you did. Maybe you should show something. Maybe the one you like a lot, and explain a little bit what you've done.
Hmm. That's a lot.
Oh,
I
this
have
is
a lot of.
advanced.
There's a lot of things I've done.
Oh, this is a no. Just like explain a little bit what you did. The thing we were talking about yesterday. It was yesterday, the day before yesterday. Like, before the Pokemon faint, you change, or maybe just show us one man
Oh, you're talking
battle.
about heart. You're talking about like I did a heart swap. Okay.
Yeah, maybe just
Okay.
to show them and in practice.
I do have a lot of those videos I've done before in the past. Let me. I think it was, yeah, it was the Heat Trans solo I did with Shadow Groudon. It was the one I did. It was this one I think I did. Not sure how the audio is gonna pick up in here, but let me. I could pull it. I could pull that up here. Yeah, this was actually one of my favorite solos I did in the past. It was Groudon versus Heatran. Shadow. I did a solo. This was a solo I did against Heatran when it was back in the raids. When Heatran was in raids, I was trying to get this done. This was one of my toughest challenges I've done in the past. Honestly, it was really difficult.
It's a solo, right?
It was, yeah, solo, yeah, solo. No weather boost, no primal used. It was a lot. It was a lot of used. It
Wow.
took this took me quite a bit of tries because I was trying. I needed a good RNG. This is another thing too as well too. You gotta be when it comes to these tough challenges. You gotta go for RNG. You got it's all RNG as well too. Honestly, and what you saw, what I just did there was what Karen was talking about, hard swap. Like rather than let my Pokemon just straight up go down, I just went and just switched over to my next one just so I can get energy much more faster. And the relobbing will be much more quicker, of course. So I just went and just hard swapped over to my next Groudon just in case a Stone Edge came out. I would just hard swap, catch the Stone Edge, and then just get the energy from it pretty much. So it really helps to have that for sure. At least I think so. So that's what I did, and being able to catch it was really good. I didn't catch it there, but I was able to. I did catch Hero, which was really good because I was able to gain the energy. And this is what goes back to what I was talking about when it comes down to you know the fast moves I was talking about because it generates the charge move energy much more fast as you saw right there. Like it doesn't take as much to get to the charge move. That's why it's like I don't have to worry too much about getting taking a while to get to it here. So and then here you go once again a hard swap as it goes for a Stone Edge. So I got the energy there. You saw how I caught that, and then I was able to get to another charge move much more faster. So this was definitely one of my toughest ones though I've ever done. Like this was like one of my toughest raids I've done. I think this was like done back in. I forgot when Hicho was even in raids. Was it this year or was it last year?
It
I
was
forgot
this
actually.
year.
Oh,
No,
was it this year?
last year. Last year. He came
Oh, it was
back
last
as
year.
a
Okay.
shadow in January, I think.
Oh yeah, it was in November. I remember.
Yeah, it
I did.
was.
I
They
remember now.
came
I did this for
without
my.
the
It was before
shadow,
my
and
birthday.
then yeah, it was like 2 months difference.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cause I was
This
trying
was
the
during my birthday.
shiny and I got
Yes.
77 before get off the first shiny. I did
Yeah, yeah.
77.
This was the day before my birthday. I
How
remember
many
now.
tries do you usually do? Like, do you get in the first try or yes,
It
right?
depends. It depends on how lucky I get sometimes. Because sometimes I can get very lucky and get exactly what I need first try, or sometimes something goes wrong and I have to reset it and do it again. Basically,
But not because you
it
lost and have to try another like strategy. The strategy is the
it,
same. You just need to do it.
it depends on what the raid boss is and what moves they have. Pretty much. Like
Oh,
here,
okay.
I'm just basically just trying to catch the moves at the right time. Now here, I decide to relobby here. Do you see how what I did here? This is
Yeah.
another thing you have to also take keep in mind too when it comes to relobbying. So you got to be really on point. You got to. This is why I say you got to be locked in because when you lock in, you got to make sure you don't make any mistakes too. So you got to make every second count. Every second when it comes to these absolutely counts. So here, as you see here, I immediately back out because I don't think I can get to another move. So what I do is go right to my items, go to my potions because I hard swap. I'm using potions instead of revives, and then just heal up, swipe, and then right back in. And then I'm just right, and then right there, I'm right back in there. with my same team, fully healed up and ready to go for round two.
Nice.
Now this one in general was hard because I had to hope I can catch stone edges at the right time so I can get to them much more faster. Because getting to these blades was really important because I had to be sure that everything landed perfectly because if I miss one blades, it's gonna slow me down dramatically. One single miss of blades, and I fall behind immediately. Like here, I've been getting lucky, and I was able to catch the stone edges right as it used when I got to the blades. And because I was able to get to the blades, I was able to get the energy. Now here, I made a pretty risky play. You see
You
that
didn't swap.
where my health is at this time right here.
Uh
After I
huh.
took that stone edge and launched the blades, look at my health right here. You would think that I should have hard swapped right to my next garden,
Yeah.
right? So right here, this was a risky play right I did here. I decided to stay in, see if I can get very lucky, and not and hope that it doesn't go for another stone edge here. And I got very lucky here. It didn't even go for a single stone edge. Because of that, I was able to get one last blades off and then immediately pull a hard swap into my next groudon. So I got extremely lucky there. It did not do a single stone edge there because if it would have went for stone edge there, I would have lost the blades and I would have fell really hard behind. But because it didn't, I'm still on point with time and I made it to red at 70. So
Okay, so you're
that time I,
supposed to
I
do
got
the
very
hard
lucky.
swap.
You can also do just let them fame, but I do hard swap because especially for challenges like this I go for, I always go for hard swaps because it makes it much easier to maintain energy, especially if they're gonna go for a charge move and my Pokemon is low. I wanna actually be able to gain the energy on the next Pokemon to be able to keep the damage consistent as possible because this was one of those really tight raid solos I was going for here. Now, as you're gonna see, I actually got very lucky. He goes for a stone edge right as I got off of blades here. So we're gonna go back over here once again. Here, this is one of those examples where I got very lucky and it did a stone edge right after I did my blades here. So you see here, boom, I click my blades, it goes for stone edge. Blades goes off, he launches stone edge, gone to my next Groudon, caught the stone edge, got the energy for it. And that's why I think hard swapping is better because you can get to the if you can get the charge moves much more faster, it helps with the time for sure. And because of that, this is where it's going to come down to. And here I got again lucky. Got another stone edge right as I got off of blades, barely got it off. And then as you guys and y'all got to see here, this is hit and miss right here. And right at the last freaking second, I got the last blades off and got the win.
That was
And this was
crazy.
tight.
Yeah, the tight,
that
dude.
one
That was on
that one was
top.
really close. It
Yeah.
was really close. It was
GG's.
extremely close. That one was. It was really really
But
close.
it's
That
beautiful. Gold.
that one right there was very very close. Very very close. Let me see if some other ones I had here that I did. I was really close. I had a lot of crazy close encounters with some of the stuff here too. Let me see. I also have some other stuff as well too, but there was some that was extremely close, honestly. Let me see what else I have. That was extremely close. Um, this one was a fun one. I did Lucario versus his Mega. Um, there's this. Oh yeah, this was a fun one I did with my friend. This took up quite a bit of try. Shot a Regigigas duel with only Primal Groudon
No gems
in
insane.
weather with no gems. We can take a look at this one. Yeah,
No gems.
yeah. This one was hard.
This is so
This
crazy.
one took us plenty of. This one took us plenty of tries because we kept having some pretty bad timing and relobbing and everything like that, but everything had to land perfectly. I think this one was with I think we used Blade for this one too. I think, but I know we had weather for sure. So obviously you're seeing it from my perspective, and here we were dodging because we wanted to try to keep the Groudon in there as long as possible. So this is one of the more tougher stuff that you can even go for, and we had to use Party Play for this one too to get as much damage as we can as possible on it. Honestly, when it comes to against Regigigas here.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so we were dodging because we were trying to keep the Primal Groudon in the battle as long as possible and launch those party boosted blade precipice blades. And you're gonna see here, I actually do make a few mistakes here, which could have definitely impacted the rate a little bit. Honestly, here I actually dodged a little too
Too much,
much,
yeah.
and because I did an accidental dodge there where I dodged a little too much there. It was accidental, of course. Um, and I kind of lost a little bit of time on the energy gain I could have gotten there, but yeah, it was a few mistakes that were made in this raid here. Here I dodged just so sure I get the blades off. And then, of course, this was tough because a lot of relobbying to do, obviously. And I mean
Mm-hmm.
a lot of relobbying to do. We had to relobby. We were going with no gems, obviously. And this was tough.
That was
And this was one
crazy.
of those
No gems
this was
is
one of those more
crazy.
difficult stuff to do, honestly. So we
How
got a
did you
blades
come
combo
up
in
with
there.
that? Like, let's go with no gems. It's gonna work. Let's go.
Yeah.
How did you
Yeah.
know you could do it?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. This was not easy. I can tell you that for sure.
Okay, but how did you know
Oh, I think
you could do it without the gems?
because we saw the time to win. I saw the time to win on the normal. I guess the normal Regigigas, and I
Mm-hmm.
thought to myself, wow, if it's that well, then maybe we could try with the no gems. And surely enough, you guys will see. Now here, I decided to back out here. I think I could have got off the blades here, that right there, that particular situation there. But the reason why I didn't is because I wanted to maintain the party power energy up. So I just recharged the energy and then backed out there because I wasn't sure if I was gonna get off another blades before I went for another thunder there. So I was like, okay, we just charge the party power up and then launch it next round, and that's pretty much what happened there. And now we're in the situation where every precipice blades round, I'm able to get to a party boosted blades every time. And then here I got a little lucky. It wasn't going for any thunders until now. It just went for one. So I was able to get to that. But yeah, it was a lot of relobbing we had to do for this. It was definitely it was a lot. As you can tell. Like
Yeah.
this is what I think our fourth relobby we
I
were
always
doing.
get nervous when I have to relobby.
Yeah. That's why I said when it comes to these raids, particularly, you have to be absolutely locked in because if you're not locked in, a mistake could happen, and yeah, it could definitely affect the raid for sure.
So
But yeah, we're
let's
coming to the
start.
final
Let's start
stretch
with
here.
something easy, please.
11.
Let's start with something easy, please, so I can get
Yeah.
acquaintance
Oh, no, oh, no, don't
to
worry, don't
the
worry.
battle.
But no, this is just a more advanced thing. I just wanted to showcase this all because this is
No, yeah,
more
yeah,
advanced
yeah,
what you'll learn later.
yeah.
But you can do this too. We can definitely do this too. You just have to have faith, And I think we definitely do this in person. I think we make
Faith
it more
is
easier.
the right word for that.
You got this. Anything's possible.
No, yeah, yeah, of course. That's why I'm
Anything's
here.
possible. You try.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to
Yeah.
get better.
I mean,
So,
yeah. But yeah, this is what we love to do, honestly. And we go back a long time, honestly. My friend and I, we were doing these challenges back in the day. These have been so fun to do, honestly. And now that we have these shadow raid challenges, as unique caveats. I do like doing these as well. These were kind of and these have just been a lot of fun to do as well too.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Now here
37
it gets
seconds.
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now here it's subdued, which means now it's just taking normal damage. So here I decide to dodge the fast moves because I'm trying to reduce as much damage as we can. And it's just a matter of can I get to the last place to finish it off? Because as you see here, it's taking a lot of damage.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah.
I'm just trying to dodge as much as I can. And then barely living that stand headbutt and then getting that last place off to finish it off.
But you spare seconds.
Yeah. It
GG's.
was crazy, honestly.
That was.
It was close, honestly. And of course, there's a little caveat to it in the man.
Yeah.
Solo your edgy gears? No, it's not possible for sure. And boom.
Shiny! Yes! That was
Hell yeah.
awesome.
If I get a shiny, I keep those in the video, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, at least you get the idea. You get the idea of what I do, honestly. Well, my process of what I do, honestly.
It is amazing. Did you see the question BG did? What if
Yeah,
I
yeah,
try
I
to
saw it.
solo a
Yeah, I saw the
because with
question, but
only zero? Poor zero.
no, I saw it, but no, I don't think that's possible. Nope, definitely not.
Oh my god. So, well, I think we have to go because it is 11:30.
Mm-hmm.
But we could finish talking about Rayquaza. What do you think? Should I
Uh,
use my meteorite or still trying the handle for this?
well,
Shandel, I mean.
if you feel like you're gonna raid, if you think you're gonna raid for more for more first of all, do you have one already good as is,
Let me.
or
I'll. Can you
do you
watch
have one level 50?
the streaming?
No, I'm talking about do you have one at level 50 already, or no?
Yes, I do. I have a 15, 14, 15. Let me get my chat here. Can you see the streaming? Now I'm gonna show my screen.
Okay.
Let me
If I try as hard as I could, sadly, no. Unfortunately, it's not possible.
pull up here. Okay.
Welcome in, Turkey.
Hi, Turkey. Hello. What's up? So I do have this one. Is this snowing? I do have this one here that it is my mega,
Okay.
and I got this because this game
Ooh.
loves me. It gives me the same, so it's literally the same. And I have one meteorite. So yeah, maybe I should
I
do this
mean,
one as the dragon one. One is gonna have the dragon ascend, and the other one is gonna be all dragon. What do you think?
well, see, the thing is, in order for it to mega evolve, it needs to have Dragon Ascent. That's the
Yeah, but
thing.
I can switch later, or no?
Um,
Don't do that. Are
if
you
you give,
crazy?
well, if you get rid of Dragon Ascent, you won't be able to get it back because you can only get that move from the
Oh,
meteorite.
okay. Well, I do have this one here that I can make with
I
the
mean,
dragon ascent. No, with the
you have the other, you already have the other one, no?
yeah,
The level 50 one, right?
yeah. I have this one.
I think maybe unlock the second move on the other one you do have already, and then give it breaking swipe. I think you probably be good with that one for now. I think, but if you really want the shiny one, then I mean, it's definitely not bad. It's definitely not a bad one. If you could always silver bottle cap it later, if you
Yeah,
get if,
I'm
when we do
definitely
get that
borrowing
one,
cap in this one.
yeah, no, definitely.
I should
Like
realize this.
if you think like if you think you're satisfied with that one and you can still bottle cap it later, then I say you know what, hey, go for it. It's still a functional handle,
I
honestly,
think it is
and it's
better.
got the. Mhm.
It's better than keep trying the lucky, right?
Yeah, I mean the only other thing that you can get actually it's either a hundo or shundo. You only really have those two that actually outranks it. That's about it, but. That one does have the better stats that you wanted on attack and HP at least. Defense of 14 is not that. It's not even that much of a big difference. At least I don't think so. So it's
Yeah.
up to you really. But if you already have one, I'd say maybe hold off. But
Yeah,
at
I'm
least to
gonna
see if you can
wait.
get if you can get like a maybe if maybe you can get lucky and get the shundo, then I say maybe definitely do it if it's shundo. But I think maybe hold off for now. I think and then let's see what the future has in store. I think for
Yeah,
if
let's
they
see.
decide to
Let's
bring it
see.
back.
Wow, let's see. You know, I lost one. I lost two meteorites because I forgot to claim the research. So
Ooh.
GG's for me. I paid for it. The free one, the paid one. I got this one from Raids, which was like 0.1% of chance to get those. So it was a crazy day.
I was lucky in, as well too. I did get a meteorite for one of the raids I did too actually, which is actually pretty crazy.
Yeah. So
All right,
yeah.
I'm gonna turn off my screen for now. No,
What?
I'm gonna turn off my streaming for on the streaming on my end for now because it was kind of lagging a little on my
Oh, yeah,
computer.
yeah, yeah. And we finished already.
Yeah,
I think so, right?
I think so. Yeah, because I do have to get ready. I do got
Yeah.
to get ready for
And we have to.
I do got to yeah, I do got to get ready for work tomorrow, unfortunately.
Yeah, you have to get material for the next master class, right? So yeah, I'm not gonna spend anything today. I was willing to do for Ray Ray, but since I have one pretty decent, amazing, crazy one, let's just wait. Oh, I need one
Yeah,
more great throw so I can see my spindas. Let me see if I can do this now. No, I missed. Anyway, I reset the streak again. I hate this
Oof.
task. But yeah, let's say our goodbyes then. Thank you guys so much for being here. I don't know if Pogo Chips is still here, Terminal. I really appreciate the raid train. I didn't know it's raid train. No, what is the name again? Raid train.
I think mostly just raid really.
Raid, right? I didn't know we could do
Yeah.
this here. I thought that was only on Twitch. But I really appreciate that. Thank you guys again so much. So if you enjoyed the live, I hope you stick around and subscribe me. Latios. I'm gonna make you. Oh, I got BGs as well. I have BG here. Oh my god, 1 second. I have BG here, my fellow content creators, always here supporting me. Sir Mel. Um, thank you for being here. Latios, do you wanna say anything?
Yeah. Thank y'all for tuning on in, and and yeah, I saw the Hunter showcase. Green. I just saw it just now, and that's insane. Honestly, absolutely insane.
I didn't. What are you guys talking about?
He posted the picture of the Hunter Shadow Latios he has.
Oh, I'm gonna check it out on Discord, right?
Yeah, Discord. Yeah.
Nice. GG's BG. You got a crazy stuff. You got the Shundle Walmart this week. Shadow Handle Latios. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for supporting me, for being here with me. It was amazing. I love it. We'll be doing more, but next week I'll be in LA, so I'm flying in on Friday. And I'll be live streaming Mega Night. I think I can invite people. I'm not sure. I need to check it out. This, if I'll be able to do invites. If I can, of course, I will. And Sunday as well, I'll be playing in Santa Monica Pier with Terminal and Raj. They were here earlier. Looking forward for that. Road to Kalos will be streaming a couple of days as well. And Sunday I'll be here in New York doing all over again. I love that 4 days with full event. I'm thrilling. And yeah, thank you so much. And let me see, Karen, it might be good for you to react to the Pokemon Day stream if you can. Okay, I'll definitely gonna look into that Pokemon Day. Um, I never did a reaction before, but let's see. Latios, are you still there?
Yeah, it's taking place on the 27th. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So yeah, let's see. Gonna do a live stream
Yeah, the
reacting
primal
then.
raids are gonna be fun.
Yeah. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one, people. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome the new people. I hope you guys stick around again. Go check it out. My playlist. I have vlogs. I have shorts. I have other live streaming. I did a live stream with Latios last week. I powered up a lot of stuff. So if you guys want to see how I spent my Stardust, it was 4 million, but well deserved, well spent. And yeah, I see you guys in the next one, okay? Bye bye. Have a good night, y'all. And have a
Good
good
night, guys.
week, right?
Yeet.
What?
Yeah,
Have a good week?
a good start to the week, pretty much.
Oh, yeah. So have a good week for y'all. You too, Latios. Well, we're going to stay a little bit longer, right? So we can say bye again.
Yee.
But yeah, thank you guys. Have a
Yeah.
good night. Bye. Big BG, né? BG, Sir Mel, everybody.